to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, right now. Leave the body till we black out. Black out, black out, black out, black out. So get the fuck up.
had the chance to run, leave behind the said and done, figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now, and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind, and all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again.
of nature. 'Cause 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 '
Traveling close to the speed of light is a kind of elixir of life. Because time slows down close to the speed of light, special relativity provides us with a means of going to the stars.
Get up. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now. Pick your body till you black out. So get the fuck up.
you right here beside me. I need to know I'm not alone. Now take it home as the night begins to fade away to yesterday. I wanna stay in this moment here. I need to know which way to go. Now take me home as the night begins to fade away to yesterday. I wanna stay in this moment here with you. In this moment here with you. In this moment here with you. Denim jeans, broken dreams in my pocket. Golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, 'cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. Golden. Yeah. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies lay on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening. No, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so
my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, 'cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Meet under the street light at the young, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Meet under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. Golden. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies lay on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening. No, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Meet under the street light at the young.
I feel your heart beating here in this place. Pain has no meaning. I need to know I'm not alone. Now take it home as the night begins to fade away to yesterday. I wanna stay in this moment here with you. I know in this life we take what we're given, and the sun may still rise, but your light is missing. I need to know I'm not alone. Now take it home as the night begins to fade away to yesterday. I wanna stay.
Simplay Motorsport, as we are here in France, not far from England, as we get ready for tonight's race. I am your host, Mathew Duffin, and joining me in this merry, happy, jolly, holly commentary box is Unorthodox 16, Dan Davis himself, who, let's not forget, after Children in Need is finished in the UK, you can mention Christmas and say Christmas and listen to Christmas songs. There's Monkey Boy there, choosing to choose the other pit exit. We are using the normal one, so hopefully he does later in this. He's not going to be penalised for that. Either way, Dan, how are you this fantastic evening?
Bonjour, bonjour. Some calamity death and Frogs, Richie and JM Grill.
Frogs.
There's some French.
Yeah, welcome to arguably one of the most famous tracks in racing. We are at Le Mans,
Good evening,
but not
ladies
for
and
the
gentlemen,
24
and welcome back
hours
to
of
another
the
track guide here at
Simplay. No.
Simplay Motorsport.
We're
No.
at the Bugatti layout, and what a dull track this is. The Empire, I absolutely detest you, but nonetheless, we are here in one of the most famous places in motorsport history, Le Mans. And what a beautiful city this is. Village? I think it's a village. What a beautiful village this is. And an iconic circuit, nonetheless.
An iconic circuit, a fantastic circuit. We unfortunately are not doing that layout. We are doing the Bugatti layout, which is a motorbike circuit. It's the only thing I know that races around here. I'm not sure if there's anything small and local that races around the Bugatti circuit, but we are at the Bugatti circuit tonight. Excuse me. And in for one hell of a night, Dan, because the weather has been ebbing and flowing, if you will, all week. It's been rain, it's been dry, cloudy, wet again, dry again, and at last moment, it looks like we're going to avoid the rain. That looks like it's now passed to tomorrow. So the driver's in for a less of a tricky night, but still a tricky night nonetheless, because this track is one you've got to be very patient around.
Yeah, definitely so. This is a very simplistic circuit, but at the same time, it is also... it catches you out because it's not your iconic corners. It's like Matt explained it. It's mainly bikes run this track, and so there's some weird corners, especially weird apexes. So instead of thinking of a race car driver in some of the circuit, you've got to think more of a bike rider. So we'll see how the boys get on this evening. And like I said, the weather's moved. It looks like it's coming more for us in the pro. But again, it still seems to be shifting. This wind that we're having at the minute around not just the UK, but all over Europe, seems to be pushing a lot of weather through quite quickly.
Which does bode well for next week, as we are in the United Kingdom. For the next 2 weeks, to be fair, then we cross the channel from Le Mans up to Northamptonshire of Silverstone and then down to Kent for Brands Hatch before heading stateside. Hopefully a bit warmer weather in Florida for Daytona. But that's the last 4 races of the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Simplay Motorsport for another track guide as we are here in France for the next round of the championship at one of the most famous circuits in the world, Le Mans. But we're doing the short version as we are running at the Bugatti. Join us alongside with the Simplay Cora as we head towards famous Turn 1, Turn 2, Turn 3, also known as the Dunlop Chicane. We want to have a good run up towards Turn 1. It's just a little right-hand kink and throw yourself into Turn 2 and 3. Track limits are going to be watched a lot around here. The white line is defined as the track limits. Make sure you get a good braking zone. Make sure you hit the apex of the first part of the chicane, hitting the second part of the apex, and try and take as much curb as you dare running towards the next section of the track. The start is going to be very key, very wide open circuit track, but definitely an opportunity to overtake up into Turn 1 if you have a decent car underneath you. The very powerful cars like the Mercedes will have a great advantage going up the hill. As you see here, GTR looking to go around the inside. Also, it's a good overtaking position later on in the race as your car goes down the inside of the McLaren and gets the job done, getting the run down towards Turn 4. Good slipstream behind it, but trying to send it down the inside as the kink tries to force you to go right, but you can send it down the inside of the left-hand section. After doing the Dunlop Chicane, you then head towards Turn 4. Normally the track would naturally carry on going straight on towards the 24-hour layout, but for the Bugatti, we'll be taking a tighter line through Turn 4, which then will lead you to Turn 5 as well. 2 very slow apex corners, and it's a tricky corner to get right. Again, track limits will be watched. As we head out of the Dunlop Chicane, as you come towards it, you do not want to be attacking the inside straight away. You want to late apex it. Try and find the apex just in the later part of the track and try and get the best run out of it as you then head towards Turn 5. And again, the same kind of concept, trying to take as late an apex as you dare and then let the car run out wide, take as much track limits as you dare, and again, the white line is the limits. You can attack into Turn 4 if you get a great run out of Dunlop curb, but you do have the chance of running wide. You can see here, the Aston Martin, not the best run out of the chicane, but we do get the run down the inside. And you can see the Aston has nowhere to go, but there's the Nissan just ahead, and the Acura has nowhere to go, but the car naturally runs wide. After Turn 5, you then head towards Turn 6 and 7, which you could basically class as one corner. Basically a slow apex, a hairpin with a double apex. As the Acura comes down, brakes at the dark patch, clips the first apex, runs a little bit wide to then come and hit the second apex on exit. Misses the second apex, but you get what I mean. But also there's another great opportunity as well. If you had a geared run through turn 5, then turn 6 and 7 are much easier, but you need to make sure you get the run out the corner as well. Down the inside goes the Acura, has the brakes on the GTR, and is able to get a good run behind the Mercedes. After you've gone through 6 and 7, you then head towards 8 and 9, which is the chicane. And again, track limits is going to be watched a lot here, making sure you do not go over that white line. It can be a good overtaking opportunity, but it is very, very risky. You do need to have the good run up the inside. As you can see, yeah, the McLaren having to bail out of that one as we go down the inside. But this is an example where it could go wrong. It's just not far enough alongside, and the McLaren holds on for that lap. Once you're done 8 and 9, you then head towards 10 and 11. 2 long corners once again, very slow corners, and again it's all about patience with these ones. You can take this one a little bit more speed. There's a slight banking to the corner, so you are able to attack it a little bit harder, but the other part of that section is a bit more flat and more difficult to get right. As you see here, as they go into the final part of the section, down the inside of the Aston Martin, Mercedes doesn't have the best exit, has to hit the brakes ever so slightly, and we can go around the outside of that section and then into the final 2 corners, the 2 right-handers. And again, it's all about track limits there. Do not cross that white line or you will get done for a penalty, and make sure you hit those apexes. Really test the limits there. It's just about as far as you can go, and that is a lap around the Le Mans Bugatti circuit. Another thing to look out for is pit entry. It comes in relatively quick and early. As you see here, this Simplay corner managing to get it just on the nose. The pit lane is on entry here. You brake and you do a little hairpin, and your brake markers come up just there, the red cones. And that is your entry. At the exit, the green cones, you can come off the limiter, but we stay to the left-hand side. Do not cross the white line and join the track naturally, and try not to get in too many people's way, keeping an eye on what cars are coming up behind you. But that's a quick rundown of the Le Mans Bugatti. Best of luck to everybody here. And with what's coming up, the weather should be interesting. There's rain lurking around. Lap records is actually held to qualifying by unorthodox 16 in the Porsche. The race record, Big Boy Brazier in the Audi. And Fury owns all the records in the Mercedes in Pro-Am. Like I said, best of luck to all the guys here this evening. Weather is lurking around. But all in all, this is going to be a great night's worth of racing. Back to the guys in the comms.
Dan, and welcome back then to Simplay Motorsport as we head into the end of practice then, and we're starting to look at what we can do in this race session. At the moment, Bart looking the quickest qualifier out there, and he looks a guy who's on top form at the moment, but his race pace at the moment has let him down a little bit over the course of this season. As you can see on your screens now, the track guide coming back up, and you can see that Le Mans Bugatti rounds 8, 17 and 18 of this season. It's 4.18 kilometres in length, 2.5 miles long, an elevation change of 31 metres, which is 101 feet. Opened in 1965, an FIA Grade 2 circuit, 14 turns and a clockwise track. Unorthodox and Big Boy Brazier, your record holders for Pro and in Pro-Am qualifying and the race done by Fury. And at the moment, them records will stay intact because it depends on if Footballs is qualifying. He's nowhere near it. If it's the race, he's a tenth quicker. Most wins and poles and multiple drivers on one, considering we've only been here this season. But just in case you're wondering on who them drivers are for qualifying, Fury, Unorthodox, Andy, and an old face of Daniel Francis, as we just lose Bryn and hope that Bryn and Rabbit Joe can get back in the session. And the winners then, Fury, Unorthodox, Big Boy Brazier and Xmart are your winners around this circuit, Dan. And we're not seeing the Porsches at the front end of the grid. We're not seeing the quicker guys at the front end of the grid. Does that surprise you, that the fact that Ginetta and the Acura are the top two at the moment?
Ginetta, I'm not too surprised at. The Acura is a very good chassis car anyway, the Acura, so it should be relatively good around here. But the car that should be up the top is this one. This car is ridiculous around on this track, and as you see, Max said, I don't know what he's doing. He's doing a bit of drifting. Maybe hiding his true pace. I do not know. Or getting temperature. I do not know what he's doing. But at the minute, the Audi, I know for a fact, has got the pace around here. Big boy Brazier, last time we came here, was unbelievably fast in the Audi. I think I just got lucky race one and got the win due to a disconnection, I think, along those lines. But either way, the Ginetta should be strong here. It's a very, very good downforce car, and the track is mainly filled with low speed to medium speed corners, so it should suit this car relatively well. Not a lot of long straights either, so that's why I think the Audi and Ginetta are very good around here, so it doesn't have that hamper of a long straight. On the other hand, the likes of the Mercedes, Porsche, all of those cars struggle due to the fact that it is all about the downforce, all about the chassis and setup. But not surprised that Ugbar's at the top. But one I am thinking I'm surprised at, and I'm just going to look to this man right here. After doing the 24 hours of Spa on another channel with the Simplay Racing Group, with yourself and Baba, I thought Buzzy would have the urge to be coming, wanting more to go on track and drive. But currently at the minute he's still sitting in the pits, not doing a lot. And yeah, I would have thought that the 24 hours would have inspired him, would have gotten more into racing, and obviously he streamed the other night on F1 as well. Just doesn't seem to be bothering with Project Cars here this evening by the looks of things. But hey ho, either way, it is Ugbar who is at top of the session, and I think of great things with this Ginetta here tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you then. Let's take a look at the standings then, and the current championship standings look a little like this. And Max leads by 57 points, had his gap cut short by Argent, who had a great Bathurst last week, a win and a third. He sits in second place. Shane P3 with KLF in fourth place. Kelly not here tonight and not here tomorrow night due to moving house and having no internet at the moment, so what a shame for Kelly. Monkey Boy down in P5 with Ugbar 6th, only 2 points behind him. Rabbit Joe then 7th, 3 points ahead of Leon Fernie, who's not here at the moment, 3 points clear of Dean Wasocki so far. DJ Phil's down in 10th place with Welshie in 11th. Smithy on the verge of 100 points, as is Bryn. They're tied on 99 points in P12. We hope Bryn gets back in the session, as Tibbs then just having a little practice of that pit entry, and you see they're executing it quite nicely, to be fair. That Bozzy Boy's down in 14th place. Stealth Soft is 15th place. Everybody can still technically at the moment win the championship. Everybody apart from Tibbs, who came in late and hasn't done too bad really since he came in. He is sat down in 16th place and is on 31 points. Some 24 off the back of Stelsoft, so many feel, Dan, that he might get ahead of Stelsoft come the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely so. There's Max's true pace right there, across 37.9. But yeah, now Tibbs has been very good actually as he comes back out on track. The only couple of races he's done was at Sakito and Bathurst, so the two tracks he's really raced at. And let's be honest, two circuits that are very, very demanding, and he's got another circuit it's not demanding, it's just not often driven and not used. So a circuit that he probably doesn't know, he's not familiar with. So either way, Tibbs on 3 circuits that's possibly going to hamper him massively and doesn't suit the Porsche massively. He could be doing all right actually at this stage, and wait till we see what he does at Silverstone, Brands Hatch, where the Porsche should be a lot suited better.
Yeah, we will see indeed as to what happens around them circuits then. 5.5 minutes left of practice, and it is Ugbar from Argent from Max, as Argent just goes a little quicker but doesn't improve his time massively in terms of getting ahead of Argent. Rabbit Joe's just texted me having problems connecting to public sessions on Project Cars, so we had to change the lobby. And yeah, I have just texted him now. Hopefully he will get back in for the second race of the evening then. And we are awaiting Bryn as well. Bryn was in the session and he's had a disconnection, so hopefully he gets back in as well.
Do we like Le Mans, Mathew?
No. I like Le Mans, the normal layout. I don't like the Bugatti layout. I think it's awful.
Yeah, I have to forward that one. Obviously, we did the 2.4. I've got a long time ago.
Yeah.
We did the 2.4 and we did the full Le Mans, and I feel like we need to bring something like that back again. We do miss actually the proper Le Mans, especially we miss the Porsche curves, the section where I thoroughly enjoy the most, and the final 2 chicanes as well. It's pretty much one whole like S section, but either way, this layout is this chicane is probably the only bit that I like. That's the only bit that I do like about this track, is this little chicane. Other than that, every corner just seems long, pointless, and just, again, suited to bikes rather than cars.
Yeah, it just seems a bit tedious, doesn't it, around here? Either way, though, this is what we have got to do. Right, Bryn's internet went off. He's joining back now. So Bryn should be back in then. And he will be back in just a moment's time, no doubt. And Bryn and Shane look like they've got some pace here again, up in that top 5 sort of area. And yeah, it could be an interesting one at the moment.
Yeah, the Ferrari's really put himself as a best all-rounder this season. I think the Ferrari, especially in Shane's hands, has definitely looked very, very good. I mean, he's had a couple of mishaps at the start of the season. Now he's starting to come a lot stronger towards the end of the season. You see there 3,000ths of improvement there, but he's possibly just tweaking himself there. That was on his fastest lap as well with low fuel. So I think this Ferrari for these boys is very stable, very compliant, and yeah, it was a very good all-rounder for these boys. But I think for this season, it's been this car to beat, the Audi, and at times the Acura as well. But either way, it's been a great season so far. I'm making it sound like the season's coming to an end, but it is getting close to it, and we're getting to 3 final circuits where all of us should know relatively well, being primarily a British grid, so we will know the next 2 tracks incredibly well. Most of us like our touring cars, so we know Brands GP a little bit too well. We're in December, we got horrible wet weather here in the UK at the minute, so it could be an exciting one as Exit Tips crosses a line and he goes P3. He's only 0.3 of book bars faster. So, like I said, Exit Tips, each round he's improving, and he's been known for his F1. So, what would he do when we come back to F1? What can he do?
Hopefully he learns a lot and gets back out there and goes to the forefront of the grid on F1. Then Ukbar Kill still currently your strongest man. 2 minutes 24 left, and the top 4 separated by half a second. Then you kind of drop a little bit to Bryn and Dean, to Shane and Dean, sorry, who are within a tenth of each other. Monkey Boy then half a second behind as Bryn and Rabbit Joe both get themselves back in now. So we're back up to the 14 drivers. Obviously no Kelly tonight, he's currently in the middle of a house move, and no Leon Fernie, so it's a shame to not have Leon Fernie here after getting his first podium last week.
Yeah, definitely so. But either way, Leon Fernie has also been a driver that's been showing improvement each round. He's been getting better and better. Obviously with his dad of Smoky Devil teaching him and helping him along to really kind of get the grasp of racing, which is nice to see. And like yourself, Matt, I'm pretty sure when your boys start learning to race, you'll teach them the exact same way how you drive. So
hopefully
there's always hopefully not get as many rear wings taken off, but either way.
Yeah, we won't go there. We won't go there. Sorry, I'm just having a problem with my timing screen at the moment. It doesn't seem to be wanting to add to work at the moment, so I'm just trying to get this done so we've got it ready for qualifying, and hopefully it will work. We're just having a little problem with it at the moment. Then as we come to the end of practice, let's just try this one, see if it works.
Well, while Matthew's messing around with that one, I'll just do a quick plug-in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell to be notified so you do not miss a single day at Simplay Motorsport. Head over to our social media as well. Have a look on our Facebook and our Instagram as well, so you can see all the latest news and information that has been provided. Also, have a look at the Discord as well, where all the information you need to know, including the weather for at least each race, you'll be able to find on there. And also, have a look at our major sponsors, CC Leach Designs. Have a look at them. Have a look at Made by Manchester, and also have a look at Audio Sport as well, our main sponsor. Have a look at their YouTube channel, have a look at their sites, give them a look and give them a good follow. And honestly, make sure you support all the drivers as well, because their driver streams are in the Discord as well. I believe Monkey Boy will be, I think Monkey Boy
Monkey Boy streaming. Yeah, I believe Ukbar is. He put it on Facebook, I do believe so. Monkey Boy streaming as well. So make sure you come and check them guys out, give them some support and some love on their streams, as well as obviously, you know, come and support us. Yeah, and like Dan says, the sponsors as well. New week, and again, I don't know what tyre I'm going to use, says Max in the chat. Well, that's an interesting one for Max then to decide and to choose what he wants to use.
Are you being serious right now?
But I don't know. That's what he's put in the YouTube chat. And of course, get behind our hashtag at the moment. Hashtag blame it on Bozzy. Brought to us by PN Motorsport from the weekend, and Smithy there, just over the track limits a little bit, and taking the pit entry. Dan, I want to speak to you about, oh, there's a wall there, Clive. Just want to speak to you, Dan, momentarily, on track limits. Big one we had when we came to Le Mans a few seasons ago. And it could possibly be another talking point tonight, couldn't it? Because there is plenty of places you can just exceed the limits a little bit. You see here, look, the curb on the corners is then the grass is not right up to the curb like normal circuits. It is pushed back a little bit, so you can cut it quite a lot. And drivers have got to be wary of this tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely so. It is very clear and stated in the rules. The track limits is 2 wheels on the curb when there is a curb, and 2 wheels on the inside of the circuit of the white line. So you do not want to go all 4 wheels off the white line. And it is Ugbar who is fastest, but only just 0.2 faster than Max. The only man, Ugbar, is in the 136s. And yeah, track limits is going to be key, and it's not just obviously for the race, but obviously whoever is on pole position here tonight, whoever puts it on pole, will be watched to see if they do keep it within the limits. And like I said in the chat, there's going to be a couple. Chicane down the back straight, turn 1, sorry, not turn 1, turn 2 and 3, the chicane, the Dunlop curve. So there's loads of possibilities of where you could take track limits. Who is that who's just going out first? It is Arjun. So let's quickly have a look. So obviously turn 1 curve is the limit, so you can go as far as you like, but as soon as you get onto that green AstroTurf with all 4 wheels, that will be classed as track limits. Down towards turn 4, not as bad. Again, you can't really take the limits too much down here, but as come on exit and you go over that curb, again, you need to keep 2 wheels on that curb. Into turn 5, and again, the white line is defined as the track. And exit, this is where people can take the mick. Make sure you stay within 2 wheels in that white line. Again, the 2 right-handers, I would say this is a pretty close one again. Green AstroTurf is defined as the track limits. Make sure you keep 2 wheels on the curb. And this, Matt, is where we're going to be watching the heaviest, is the chicane. A chicane where you think you could take more speed and more power into it, but 2 wheels, again, on the curb, that is the rule.
Indeed, it is the rule, and it's unfortunately going to be the way that that everybody's got to do it. Everybody's got to stick to that rules. Obviously, the curb is normally the rule, as Dan said, and then we'll hopefully have the white line for where there is not a curb, but it's going over it. I think if I remember rightly, back to a couple of seasons ago, we had to turn the track limits on halfway through Pro-Am because of this. Hopefully, we won't do the same tonight. Obviously, the drivers know their track limits. As Argent there just gets 2 wheels on the gravel, that's going to compromise his run onto his first fast lap there then. And I mean, to be fair, when we last did this track, where was we, season 3, we're now in season 7. Everybody should be able to really be experienced enough by now to not take the track limits.
Yeah, definitely so, and I don't think the stewards will be paying kindly to it, as Arjun starts off this session setting his fastest lap here. Bozzy Boy and Max still currently in the pits, as Max now leads, and I don't think we'll see Bozzy come out on track. But at the minute, Arjun going through turn 4 and then heading towards turn 5. He is going to set the benchmark for the rest to chase after. And Matt, we haven't discussed it. Who's your tip for pole position? I've
got to look nowhere else other than Ukbar at the moment, Dan, because he looked quick in practice. Yourself?
I'm going to go Tibbs for this one.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I think Tibbs, if he hooks up that Porsche and gets that lap nailed, he was only 3/10 off. So I think Tibbs, possibly Max, is another one to look out for as well. I don't think we've seen the full potential of Max, but I would like to see Tibbs. I'm becoming slowly a Tibbs fan. Yeah, Tibbs, it was growing on me in the F1. He seemed to get better and better through the F1, and here in the GT3s now he seems to be getting stronger and stronger as well. So let's see what he can do then as Argent comes towards the end of his first flying lap, and we know he's going to be compromised due to touching the gravel on the exit of the final corner. You hear him there just bouncing it off the rev limiter, Dan, as he didn't want to gear up to gear back down. And how's he going to fare through these final couple of corners then? You see that fine within the track limits. He had 2 wheels still in the track, doesn't clip the gravel this time, so we may see him improve next time around. He crosses the line, the benchmark of a 38.2. It was Tibbs, the next man to cross the line, who is going to cross it now and set a 37 dead. So great start from Tibbs. Stealth Sloth, I believe, was the next car with Dean Wasocki behind him. Stealth Sloth to line, he does a 41.3. Dean Wasocki a 37.6. So a good lad there from Dean as well, actually, to be honest with you. Monkey Boy crosses the line. Ugbar's gone P2. Monkey Boy now goes P2. So good lap from Monkey Boy. DJ Phil then, car in front of him is, can't quite hear it, is Smithy. He goes 6th. DJ Phil goes P6 now, as here comes Shane and I believe Max on his outlap, with Welchie just behind. Shane
To the line now, he goes up into P5. What about Walshy? What can he do as he comes to the line now? He goes P9, and I think it's just Bryn left to put a lap time in with Max on his outlap. Here comes Bryn then, down towards the start line. Dean back in the pits. Hopefully he'll come out the pits shortly. Bryn goes up into P7 as Max now on his outlap. On his first flying lap, apologies, getting past Tibbs. Tibbs, I think, has come back out the pits and he's staying out of driver's way.
Yeah, definitely so. Tibbs doing the right thing there, just making sure he's not hindering any people right now. Where is the Tibbs Massey? There's normally a group of people supporting Tibbs here this evening. And mainly is that I believe it's his mum who comes and supports him. But either way, I think Max is running the hard tyre, and we've done testing and the weather doesn't suit the hard tyre whatsoever.
I don't think we're going to see the hard tyre for the remainder of this season. And that goes for Daytona as well. But we'll wait and see. Argent, second flying lap then. Didn't touch the gravel last time, doesn't touch the gravel this time. How's he going to fare now? Improves, goes P2, a 10th off of Tibbs. So still got some time to find then. And we now look back, I think it was Stealth Sloth and the next car to the line. It is indeed with Ukbar just behind him. And to the line comes Stealth Sloth, currently down in P11. And crosses line, no improvement for Ukbar either then.
A lot of these guys just seem to be struggling to improve. Lap times are slowly coming up though. Monkey Boy's gone P3. What can DJ Phil do? He goes 7th. Smithy stays in the 9th place position. Welshie, he comes across the line. Max has just gone fastest.
Wow, Max goes 9/10 quicker than exit Tibbs then, and he looked a bit slidey on that lap. There's one of the Tibbs massive BC Gaming Tibbs. Put it on pole, let's go. As Bryn now comes to the line.
Was just out of limits, so he just crossed that white line. And he improves, so that'll be looked at possibly. But like I said, the final corner is where really the limits are. And again, no sign of Bozzy once again. No sign of Bozzy.
Smithy and Shane back in the pits. Are we going to see them again in this qualifying session? They'll have one chance to do so if they come out the pits. And Tibbs really flying. Who's that in the last sector? Is that Argy Bargy about to finish yet another lap? I wonder. Yes, it is then. So really getting the laps in here in qualifying, isn't he, Kieran Argent?
Yeah, first man out. He's actually carrying quite a lot of fuel. Normally us guys would try and run as little fuel as possible, less weight.
Oh no!
Bryn's disconnected and Argent's ran wide.
And the problem for Bryn is he's not going to be able to get in for race 1 because we're on an online championship. That's ruined this lap for Argent. It's going to ruin the last lap as well. I wonder if he's just having internet problems at home. He did say that his internet had disconnected, so hopefully he's not having too many internet issues. Stealth Sloth's going to bail to the pit lane. Argent's back in the pits and Smithy in the pit still as well. As drivers come in to start. Or they'll probably still get 2 laps in at the moment at this time of the qualifying.
If they nail it now, if they get out now, they will get one more lap in as DJ Phil comes towards the line. 2 seconds off at the minute. He does not find any more pace in that Janetta. Who's next? Max is in the final sector. Can he improve on a 36.1? I think he did pit, so we'll see what he does. That's a little bit of track limits there, but I think that was an outlet for him. So exit Tibbs is the man we need to keep an eye on. But more importantly, Monkey Boy is in the final sector now. Just keeps it within limits there.
He does just indeed then. So can Monkey Boy get back on this and maybe get himself up the standings a little bit? Dean Wasocki improves to P5 and is within 0.003 of a second of Monkey Boy, Dan. As Tibbs crosses line, that's an outlap from him. So that Bozzy Boy not going to get a qualifying lap in. He's actually still got time. So Smithy and Stealth Sloth to get out of the pit lane. And I believe, was that Bozzy coming out the pit lane there? No, it wasn't. There was a car going up the pit lane on the side. I'm not quite sure who that was. Might have been Stealth Sloth, because he's now out the pits. So it might have been Stealth Sloth then. Smithy, Phil, Dean back in the pits. I've chanced that someone's coming out the pits. You can see on your track map as Shane comes down through the final corner. It is Dean Wasocki. Oh, that is going to be close for Dean to get one more flying lap in. Shane, no improvement then. And all these drivers just coming to the end of the session. The next one's cross the line. That's him done. Argy Bargy, no front row start. In fact, no, sorry, he'll get one more in. Apologies, he'll get one more in.
Yeah, he'll sneak one more in. He knows he's got one lap. He just needs to clean those tyres as best he can before he starts the lap, though. But this is a bit sloppy from Argent, to be fair. It's not been the qualifying session we're used to seeing. from him. But either way, he's not really on the pace. We see Ugbar now coming to the final sector. Fastest man of practice in the 36s. And at the minute, he's not even done that.
No, he's not even done that. He's got nowhere near it at the minute. 7 votes in the chat. No one voted for Max for pole position. The vote went the way of Ugbar. Well, that's not going to happen as Max Mulder goes even faster then and pits there. Comfortable with the second gap that he's gone back to the pits. He's done. Smithy is done as well. Here comes Welshie to the line, currently down in P10. Can he find half a second to go in front of Smithy? No, not this time around. There was a car behind him, but I didn't see any movement on the timing screens to alter that one. Drivers coming to the end of their lap. And who is it? Is it Tibbs, I believe, coming to the end of his lap? It is Tibbs. There is a car in front of Stealth Sloth.
Yeah, so Stealth Sloth just trying to stay out of the way as best he possibly can. Tibbs will get one more
Monkey
run.
Boy's gone second, Dan, and he's done. Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, has gone second. Tibbs, no improvement. He's at a moment. Can he get around with enough fuel on board? That is the question, as does Stealth Sloth. He will finish his last run. Dean crosses the line. He'll get one more. Shane's the last man to cross the line without another lap time. He goes P3.
Wow.
So Shane moves up a place. Who is that? Argent did get on and do another lap. Is he about to improve and go higher than 5th at the minute? Because he's going to have to pull something out the bag.
Well, Shane and Monkey Boys jumped Kieran Argent then with Dean, Tibbs and Stealth Sloth all on a final flying lap then. Here comes Argent. Can he put it back onto that second row? He's been demoted to row 3. Down towards the start line now comes Kieran Argent. Can he get the job done? Back into P2! He does it at the very end. Kieran Argent putting his Hakora on the front row of the grid. But this man, Andy Iwasaki, still on a lap and are more than capable of putting it on the front row of the grid, Dan. We know Dean's a bit of a specialist when it comes to qualifying, of leaving it late and getting a better result than what he had. And so far, so good for Kieran Argent and Max. Monkey Boy now up to 3rd, and Daniel waiting for a Porsche driver to get his 50th race win, because you've hoped it get to that stage. Well, Tibbs and Monkey Boy looking like they're the men that could do it tonight. Oh, no!
Tibbs.
Round it goes. Tibbs is done, down in P5. Dean Wysocki needs 4 tenths to put him down to P6. Here comes Dean Wysocki on the back of Stealth Sloth. He's going to be hoping that this green Porsche gets along. I forgot to say, Walsh and Stealth Sloth are in the Porsche as well, aren't they? Can they get the win as well to add to that 50th tally? Stealth Sloth rounds the final bend. That's a bit wide from Stealth. Dean then just behind him will not be picking up a lot of slipstream. Might just get a bit as they come down this bit of straight. Stealth Sloth stays P11. Dean Wysocki, you will have to find out. Did he?
Yeah, he just put
Goes P4 ahead of Tibbs and Shane then. So Dan, talk us through the grid.
It's going to be Max Mulder starting on pole position once again. Argent in second. In the second row will be Monkey Boy and Dean Wysocki. In the third row will be Shane and exit Tibbs. Then on row 7, row 8, I can't speak now. Row 4 was Ukbar and DJ Phil, both the teammates running together after Ukbar with a very strong practice session, ended up really low down. Row 5 was Smithy and Welshie, the good old rivalry between those two. Stealth Sloth and that Buzzy Boy brings up the rear, and Bozzy with not a single lap. He might have an episode like he did at Laguna Seca.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope he gets racing in and he gets some points on the boards. And in terms of tonight then, Porsche need 1 win for its 50th. In terms of that Audi getting another pole position, the Audi is now 3 pole positions behind Porsche and BMW, who are tied on 37 poles apiece. And Dan, you could equal the Porsche record tomorrow night, depending on if Max gets to qualify for race 2 or if Leon Fernie turns up for race 2 tonight, this evening. Porsche 1 win away from 50, and that is the only stats we have for you tonight, because nobody's close to their 25th pole position tonight, nobody is close to their 25th or 50th win tonight, and nobody, apologies, Argy Bargy is on his race start number 150 in race 2, so I apologise for that. There is a stat tonight for the drivers.
Well, there we go then. Argent making it the 150 here this evening. The Audi is really racking in the pole positions and race wins at the minute. So hopefully the Audi can catch the Porsche before the Porsche even gets to 50.
As we say good evening to Overtaker, and we found out last Thursday Overtaker gave his pad settings to Smithy. He's cheering on the GOAT in the chat, is the Overtaker. So cheering on Smithy, who's down in P9 at the moment.
Can I have settings as well?
What, for the pad?
Yeah, I'm struggling. Well, I say struggling. I've got nothing left.
So fight for second, I feel, Daniel. Then as we get ready to sync up and get ready for round 17 of the season, 4 tracks left to go, 8 races left. And it's green and go for round 17. The front row didn't move, and Dean Wysocki gets a blinding start, but has to get out of it because he was meted by the wall. Monkey Boy as well gets a demon start, and a Porsche leads into the turn 1. Argent's trying to keep it on the inside of Max. Here comes Tibbs as well. Dean's been a bit bogged down, and Monkey Boy then leads into turn 1 from, I believe, Argy Bargy Chaos. That is Tibbs, Shane, I think Liam, and Welsh all in the background. Did Liam just slow down to avoid that? Not sure.
I think Liam dropped it all on his own, but look at Dean. He's got a rocket up his butt because he's really trying to hassle the leaders here. But Monkey Boy, with that traditional Porsche start, had launched off the line and jumped Max and Argent and is now leading this race. Now, Max has got a lot of work to do to try and find a way around the Porsche 911 of Monkey Boy, and he's got his closest championship rival breathing down his neck.
And Argent's going to want to take as many points away from Max as possible, and he'll be loving the fact that Monkey Boy is in the lead of this race, but we'll know that he needs to get past Max as quick as possible. Dean Wysocki trying to stick with Argy Bargy as well as they come down the straight. Monkey Boy looking for that Porsche 50th race win here, and down there you go. Tracy in the chat, come on Tibbs, she says. Well, it's not been the start for your boy, as here comes Monkey Boy and Max into the chicane, all over the curbs for all 3 of them. They've just dropped Dean slightly a little bit, and Monkey Boy in the lead of this race.
Argent there just sitting patiently waiting for it to happen, but right now Monkey Boy just seems to struggle in this final sector here. It looks like the Audi's just got a little bit more performance in this section, but Monkey Boy already having to defend. Matt, when can these boys pit?
End of lap 5 is the pit window for Pro-Am. Forgot to mention that on there, is Max had to go a little wide to avoid the back of Monkey Boy, braking later than Monkey. That gave Argent a bit of a sniff. This now should be where the Porsche gains over the Audi at the moment, and Monkey Boy really hustling down, and Plava cheering on the Porsche, who made a graphic nearly 2 months ago for its 50th race win. He's been waiting that long for that to be displayed on social media, as Max to the outside of Monkey Boy through the turn 1 and 2. Has he got the job done? I think he's got his car enough along the inside. He now comes to defend Monkey Boy, and that is job done by Max Mulder into the lead of this race, and Argy Bargy's up the inside of Monkey Boy now.
Yeah, Argent just taking opportunities where he could there, just down the inside of Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy obviously trying to take the natural line, wide exit to a late apex, and he's just pushed Argent out the way as well. So the 2 Acoras sit in line of stone behind the Porsche, and it's now allowed the Audi of Max to just disappear. He's made 8 tenths already. Can he keep it under control? That is the question. Ukbar now not too far away and is creeping back onto these guys. Smithy now up at the 6th, and I think DJ Phil has dropped down the order.
Yes, he's had a mistake somewhere. Buzzy Boy well down the pack as well. Lap 2 of 19 to the end. Lap 5 they compete. Shane after a lap 1 incident looking to get past Stelfstoff, and Tibbs looking to get past Welsh. Here comes Shane then. You're on board with Stelfstoff now. You see Smithy out front just pulling a bit of a gap. On board Shane now as they come to the chicane. Shane just breaks out a little bit earlier and lets Stelfstoff all over the curb there. That was a lot of limits through the first bit.
Yeah, a lot of limits there as Monkey Boy's now starting to lose track of Max here, as Max now starts to get into the groove, but Argent on the other hand is all over the back of that Porsche right now and is looking for any opportunity. Now you'll see the Porsche just pull on let's just see that the Porsche's gone. It's
just gone compared to the Acura, and then Argent has got to do all that work again when he gets to turn 1. Ukbar trying to catch Dean Wysocki. Can that Ferrari with a bit of aero damage, we believe, from that turn 1 incident catch onto the back of Stelfstoff's Porsche? Stelfstoff and Smithy sitting 6th and 7th at the moment, so going great guns so far in this one.
Yeah, definitely so. They kept their nose clean, they stayed out of trouble, and as you can see here, Shane looking for any opportunity to get past. Even exit Tibbs has managed to catch onto the back of these, so he's not a million miles away from the rest of the pack. As we see here, Smithy just losing some time here, and the leaders now. Max still not really got away that far, as Monkey Boy now starting to match Max lap for lap. Argent not able to stick... He's able to stick with Monkey Boy, but at the minute, no moves are looking like they're coming through, and Ukbar is now onto the back of Dean. The closest fight is this. Stelfstoff goes wide, and Shane has gone through.
Yep, easily through for Shane. Then now it's Tibbs' turn on the back of Welshie, and Welshie sort of goes to the middle of the track. Shane rocking left, rocking right. Welshie comes across, gets to the apex of the corner, and just still holds off Tibbs at this moment in time. They're now gaining onto the back of the teammate. They're also gaining on Smithy just in front. You see that red and black Hot Wheels Acura being caught by this whole pack, and a train nearly of 5 cars coming down towards the chicane now. So there's Smithy, there's Shane, there's Stealth, there's Welshie, there's Tibbs, all all coming through 3 Porsches in a row. Welshie
Welshie's gone
bounces
wide.
off the curb and he's very wide, and Tibbs doesn't need a second invitation. Up the inside, P10 and 9 have switched around. Argy Bargy still putting pressure on the back of Monkey Boy, but that pressure will soon evaporate as Monkey Boy hits the straight.
You will indeed, as now Shane looks to try and attack Smithy here, as now Stealth Sloth is under pressure from the other Porsche 911 of Exit Tibbs, who is actually on a great recovery drive right now. He's done one of the MC Porsches, now he's on to the next one.
He is, and he's got a bit of a run on Stealth off here, and he looks up the inside into this little right-hand bend before you hit the braking zone of turn 1, and Stealth manages to just defend that. Tibbs got out of that one. Or was it? No, sorry, he was on board Stealth. That was Stealth's camera you saw there, as Tibbs then just patiently waits, and Stealth there again, just taking the little track limits and cutting the corner. That's 2 strikes for him.
Yeah, and he's someone's dropped the order. Smithy!
Oh no, Smithy!
Dropped down the order.
So why don't Overtaker's pad settings do that to him?
I don't know. Conspiracy. I don't think Smithy's actually got his pad settings. I think he's giving him some dud ones.
Yeah, got on YouTube and found the first pair. Either way, Tibbs on the back of Stealth Sloth. Stealth Sloth doesn't get the best run out the corner there, and now Tibbs looking to try and get a move done. Welshie or being held with Stealth Sloth holding Tibbs up here. This could help Welshie into this battle as well. There he is. Look, just in the background, you see Tibbs. Stealth a little wide. That's invited Tibbs up the inside, and Welshie can't get the follow through with Tibbs. So that then is job done. Out front, Max hasn't still got away from Monkey Boy, but has dropped Argent a little bit here, with Dean now being caught by Oakbar. I
think last lap Monkey Boy was ever so slightly faster, and he's once again catching the Audi.
He will now! He will now! Max has had a spin and Monkey Boy retakes the lead of this race. What about Argent? Max comes back on, and Argent side by side with the Audi. Does this help Argent get a run down the start straight? He is just ever so slightly in front, but that Audi should pull the Acura along, and now they lean on each other just a little bit. The game seems to magnetise cars when they're side by side together, and it does again there, and Argent gets right out of that one.
Yeah, I think Argent should have got out of that one earlier on anyway, because...
Dean Wysocki! Oh, he's had a big moment coming into turn 1 and 2.
Dean is in the wall, but he's managed to get it going. Shane hasn't quite caught up to it.
I don't think he's hit that, Dan. I don't think Dean's hit that. He's had a big spin, but I don't think he's hit the wall there. The car looks pretty intact for Dean Wysocki there then. But Argent did get back in front of Max.
Yeah, Max went wide in turn 2. Whoa, he goes right onto the back of Argent there and couldn't quite find a way past. This feels like the last time we came here, the Porsche outdone the Audi. The Porsche did outdo the Audi, and it's outdoing the Audi once again. And could this be Monkey Boy's win? It's 50th for the Porsche. We're not going to touch him. We're not going to go anywhere near him. We want this Porsche to finally win. Emperor will get what he wants, and finally the Porsche gets the recognition it deserves. Max Mulder then coming down the straight, looking up the inside of the chicane, just on the grass. He was a little bit there. He's determined to get past Argent. He knows Argent could gain some more points over him here, but forces his way up the inside. Has to give Argent the room for the next part of the corner. He does, and Max, great manoeuvre back through. Yeah, great manoeuvre indeed. He's worked his way back past Argent. Monkey Boy, though, now in clear air, can just focus on his lap times. You can see on the graphic to the right-hand side, you can see he's being very cautious with the throttle and just taking his time. As all these guys will now look to try and improve their lap times. There's Ugbar is actually pretty solid at the minute, just sat behind these guys, 39.0. He's not lapping massively quickly, but he's consistent, crossing the line now. What did he do at 39.5? Fastest man that last lap was Monkey Boy. Dean was on a good lap as well, but Shane is in straight away. Yeah, not messing around for Shane, straight into the pit lane. Dean only lost 1 place after having that big spin and only actually lost 3 seconds to Ugbar. DJ Phil has had another moment then, so he has had another spin just as he was getting on the back of Smithy after Smithy spin, who sets his fastest lap of the race. And Welshie has now managed to get past Stealth Sloth. Max now has pulled a bit of a gap to Argent once again, and Argent has to try and catch back up to that Audi of Max Mulder for the championship as well. I say Monkey Boy was fastest last lap. He was not. It is this man who's fastest last lap at 38.6. Exit Tibbs, whatever damage he's got, it is not hindering him right now. He is flying at the minute. He is flying at the moment. Does he think of an early stop? Maybe come out in a bit of clear air behind DJ Phil and then put them lap times in, or does he think of doing a Dean Wysocki and going till as long as he possibly can? That's going to be the interesting one in this race. See who does what pit strategy, especially, Dan, in that front 4 who are separated by 5 seconds. Yeah, and Dean's still not a million miles away. He's still in this fight. He can still outsmart these guys at the minute, but either way, Exit Tibbs also getting himself into a good position. Welshie and Stealth Sloth having a very solid round for MC Motorsport. You got Smithy as well, just creeping onto the back of these Porsches, having their usual scrap. DJ Phil working his way back through, and Shane, the first man to pit, he's back out way ahead of Bozzy, who I really don't think really cares, to be fair. As Monkey Boy comes into the pits.
Yeah, Monkey Boy into the pits at the end of lap 6, and Argy Bargy Dan follows him in as well. Yeah. So both in, looking for the undercut on Max Mulder, who retakes this lead. Ukbar will go in second place, and Dean will now go into third. A 37.9 from Max on the last lap. Some 1.1 quicker than Ukbar.
Yeah, he's a lot quicker at that point. Exit Tibbs is the only other man in the 38s. As you see there, Welshie goes through. He's in the 39, so Welshie actually doing some pretty decent lap pace
matching
right
up
now.
Bar and Dean.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's looking good. This Porsche is actually looking quite suited around here, to be fair. As Monkey Boy returns back on track. Careful with that white line. He does not want to cross it.
Back out on track then, just behind Stealth Sloth and Smithy, and Argent comes out just behind DJ Phil. Was that the right call to maybe pit there? Then they've come out in a little bit of traffic.
They have indeed. So I think if what Monkey Boy could have done with there, he's already onto the back of Smithy, who'd want to hold him as long as possible because Argent's behind him. But they could have probably gone on a couple of laps longer, I reckon, just to make sure they cleared the traffic. But obviously they don't know where the traffic is on track. They don't know how far they need to make unless they have a teammate in that situation. But either way, Monkey Boy with no Cali tonight can't tell him whereabouts he is, as Monkey Boy looking all over the back of Smithy now to try and clear him as quickly as he can.
And you see this is the problem for Monkey Boy, just having them little looks and having to break that bit earlier because Smithy's in front is just what's going to cost him that little bit of time. Meanwhile, back to Max then, who chooses to stay out. Dan Ukbar, what's his tactic now? Max, bit squirrely, and was that two wheels on the curb there?
I think it was just within limits. Just.
Yes, I have to agree with you then. 37.7. So, who's that?
Whoa.
That's Bozzy. And he stays perfectly still. Monkey Boy, though, gets up the inside of Smithy. And that is job done. That's one done for Monkey Boy as Tibbs has sped in the pit lane.
No, Tibbs, no. He's just... Welshie comes in behind him, so Welshie's in a good prime spot to try and outdo him in the times as Smithy now comes in also. So, such a shame there as
now,
Argent is trying to clear.
That's Bozzy, who's just recovered from a spin. Argent has got clear of Smithy and Welshie and Stealth Softs. That's 3 cars. Smithy, remember, held Monkey Boy up for pretty much a lap, Dan. And that's allowed Argent to maybe just get a bit closer to the back of Monkey Boy. Then as Stealth Soft in front of Monkey Boy now, that's another car holding him up as Argent puts a lap on Liam.
Yeah, and I think that Argent was being held up by Bozzy as well there. So either way, it's a Monkey Boy.
Smithy's jumped Tibbs in the pit lane. Sorry, Dan. So Tibbs must have had damage to repair then.
Yeah, he definitely did have damage. Welshie is the big winner out of all that one. He's
jumped Shane.
He has jumped a lot of cars.
Wow, great stop for Welshie then.
Monkey Boy still struggling to clear Stealth Sloth at this rate. Stealth Sloth's coming back at him.
Yeah, Monkey Boy goes past Stealth Sloth. Stealth Sloth then dives up the inside. That's a great manoeuvre from Stealth Sloth. Wasn't able to get it done, and now Monkey Boy, you have to feel, can he clear Stealth Sloth and start to pull away? The leaders, though, still haven't pitted. Is this a chance maybe for Dean to dive into the pits and get an early stop? No.
I think Dean needs to come in soon, though, because in a minute he's going to have a perfect prime window where he's just going to drop into possibly some clean air.
Yeah.
So if I was Dean, I'd really start thinking about possibly pitting very, very soon.
Because Monkey Boy and Argent making their way through the pit field. Monkey Boy 26 seconds behind Max. Argent 30 seconds behind Max. 37.4 for Max last time around. Dean and Ukbar, really similar lap times tonight. Stealth Soft comes in. So again, another car, Dan, that gets out of Argent's way in the pit lane.
Yeah, but Argent was, I think he'd been hampered quite badly by Bozzy. What's he does this lap? He does a 38.9. Not great, but he was still quicker than Monkey Boy, who done a 39.8, but he was stuck behind.
He had to get out of it when Stealth Sloth went up the inside, didn't he? He had to back out of that one as Stealth went up the inside. Welshie then goes into P6, and Shane looks like he's going to go into P7. Smithy could be P8 now, and Tibbs, with his time penalty, has got a lot of work to do. He's coming out the final corner now. This could be P11 for P10 for Tibbs, but obviously has to pull away. Tibbs, in fact, isn't going to get out as Stealth Sloth comes off the limiter now.
If I was Tibbs right now, I'd be primarily focusing on race 2 now.
Well, 12 people started the race, so that's top 6 who can't qualify at the moment.
Well, with that time penalty as well lingering above his head, he'll have to just go to as long as he possibly can, and yeah, just try and figure out what hit the car needs adjusting, what needs changing, so that he can get the best opportunity to take pole position and to try and pull away
Now,
as quickly as he possibly can.
Are the leaders lapping DJ Phil? Max has stayed out. There's Ukbar. Yes, they are lapping DJ Phil. Does Dean stay out this time? I believe he has. So the top three have decided to all stay out once again. And for Dean here, if Dean was to pit now, I think he'd come out around Welshie. Just ahead of Welshie. So like you say, where's Welshie on track? Sector 2. So yeah, Dean would come out in just a great window of clean air at the moment, I feel.
Yeah, he definitely would be. Right, Monkey Boy currently 26.9 off of Max. He crosses the line. 38.1 was from Max, and he does a 38.2. Right, so the leaders, I think, are struggling with pace. They were 37s between Ukbar and Max.
Dean was actually half a second quicker than Ukbar last time around, just to say, Dan, as well.
He was. I think Dean should really pit this lap.
I think he'll be sat in a good window if he pits this lap. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Tibbs has got Pastel Sloth. Yeah, great minds. Great minds. Who hasn't pitted yet then? Dean, Liam, DJ Phil, Ukbar, and Max haven't pitted yet. So we'll keep an eye on when them guys pit.
Max is he's leaving it late, I think, this one. He's obviously 19 laps around here can feel like an age, to be fair.
Yeah,
it's quite
it can.
a dull, boring track. So most races, we did Bathurst the other day, 14 laps, went pretty quick, to be fair. I thought they were
Again,
gone and over.
And we did 20 laps a week before at Tsukito, and again just a bit dull, a bit flat. It's 20 laps felt a long time. Beastie Gaming picked it up in the pit lane. He sped in the pits. Dean was socky then. Does he choose to pit? No. Top three stay out once again. That is Smithy with Tibbs and Self-Sloth. Tibbs just trying to get around Liam and put a lap on him. Oh, you...
I knew what you were about to say then.
Yeah. Nearly swore on stream there, Daniel.
I think right now, whatever Bozzy's trying to prove here, it's not working. He needs to either pit and repair that car, or just retire, because at the minute he's all over the shot and it's not fair on the rest of the drivers.
Self-Sloth then coming behind him. Tibbs showing great pace, 38.3 last lap again. Max back into the 36s. So did he just make a mistake? Tibbs, great move up the inside. Tibbs on it this race, really on it at the moment is Tibbs.
Yeah, he is. It's a shame he's got that penalty, but either way, Tibbs really showing what he can do when the car's really in his
Borgie,
window.
just to say, sorry Dan, 37.8 last time around. So again, another man at the moment just starting to pick the pace up and start to look a little bit quicker. And here's the thing, let's go to Dean a second, because chat who are watching, Fury's granddad, if you're there, if we just jump on board Dean's bonnet cam or roof camera, that is DJ Phil. Could we see Dean Wasaki past DJ Phil?
Well, I know Tony will be loving this one right now. As let's see what's going on further down. I believe Shane is on the back of Welshie, but in a moment's time we will switch to Dean and DJ Phil, because we want to see that, don't we?
We want to see.
He's a little bit closer. He's getting a bit closer.
He is a bit. Top three still don't pit again, by the way. Just to say.
Yeah, top three still haven't pitted. They still need to come in. Shane really got some pace here. It's a shame he got caught up with the incident earlier on. He would have been looking good. The man who's lost pace is Welshie. He was up there doing the 39, 38s. He's now back in the 40s. So Welshie, after the pits, has not really continued that pace. Let's keep an eye on Dean and DJ Phil. They're just getting close to one another. As Shane gets the job done on the inside, can he hold it into the right-hander? It's quite banked, so Welshie can stick around the outside, and Shane goes around.
Yeah, and he's just span around Shane there for Shane then in this one. And he can't seem to get his back going at the moment. There goes Tibbs. Smithy's on his way as well.
He did something clever there. Obviously, he could have easily span and try and gripped up on the tarmac, but he knew that exit Tibbs was coming, so he opted to go around the other way on the grass to not get a penalty and do a safer rejoin. So that was clever of Shane. He knew what he was doing there. Well,
there we go then. Max coming through Sector 2. He is now clear of Argent, still 30 seconds to Argent actually. In fact, look at that, Max 37.2, Monkey Boy and Argent in the 37s as well, as Dean and Ukbar now. They're both going to clear Welshie by an absolute mile at the moment.
Yeah, Welshie just seems to be struggling at this stage. I think he's just not got the pace to really stick with the guys at the front. He's in a good position now. He's going to score decent
Max
points
is in.
as Max is finally in.
Pulls
Now,
the trigger.
Where is Monkey Boy? He is
Yeah.
in the...
Oh, he's
dropped it.
he's dropped it, he's gone round. Here comes Argy Bargy. Monkey Boy does the right thing. I think Argent took evasive action there more than track limits.
I mean, he would have had to lift anyway if he did cross the chicane. I still have to lift, to be fair.
Max
Don't wanna
is
go
now away.
nailing it.
Right. Shane
More
and
importantly-
Smithy side by side coming down towards the hairpin. Can Smithy stay in front? He does indeed.
Yes, he
Dean and
does.
Ukbar did not pit. Max comes off the limiter now. He has cleared them. Something rotten. I think he'd have jumped Monkey Boy even if Monkey Boy didn't spin.
I think Monkey Boy, even though he would have had a great run, I think he was, he was like 4 seconds up the road to Argent. I reckon it would have been close on exit. I really do.
The thing for Max here is how long do Dean and Ukbar wait to pit? How quick does Max catch Dean and Ukbar in this race? Smithy and Shane still going at it. Shane still looking at the back of Smithy's Acura so far. Who's left to pit then? Bozzy, DJ, Ukbar, Dean left to pit in this race. These two guys have pitted. This is for 8th and 9th. Shane just a bit more patient than Smithy. Smithy comes to the inside. Didn't get a good run as Shane, and Shane is going to breeze past the Acura.
He is indeed, and Welshie now is going to be in trouble because Exit Tibbs is coming at him relatively quickly. And Tibbs, let's just double check his penalty.
Yeah, 10
it is
seconds.
10 seconds. So if he clears Welshie and he makes 10 seconds, so what's Welshie doing? He's in the 42s. Monkey Boy is in the 46s. So if he does the 42s consistently and Exit Tibbs is in the 38s, he could easily make this 10 seconds towards the end of the race, which I don't know what I would want. Would I want the 10 seconds? Would I... because I'd be able to qualify, or what? It's a tricky one, but then there's more points for P6 than P7.
One more point. If you was pacey enough that you could get pole position,
You gain that point, yeah.
you gain that point back, so it's like finishing 6th place anyway. So I suppose it depends on what Tibbs's thought process is. Shane has got past Smithy, not dropped him massively though, and the leaders stay out once again.
They do indeed. Max, what's he going to do now he's pitted? Obviously the tyres do go through a little change. There's Monkey Boy, a little bit of track limits there.
He's struggling now. Yeah, Monkey Boy down as a strike.
Yeah, I think he's probably overheated those tyres a little bit. Obviously they probably would have cooled back down, but if anything they would have ballooned more than anything. And when I talk about ballooning, I talk about the pressure in the tyre expands and gets harder, which gives you less grip. Think of it like a smoother, a more softer tyre would be more flat, so you get more grip as such, but a more like curved tyre would balloon it and give you less contact to the ground. And if his tyres have ballooned, he's got less contact to the car and track, so he will be struggling for grip. Meanwhile, Exit Tibbs is on the back of Welshie and looking to make a move on the Scotsman.
Looking racy here is Exit Tibbs in this one then. The American looking to move above Stossel in the championship. He won't this week, I don't think. There's not enough put it. Well, if he gets a race win, I suppose, but that's not going to happen in this race at the minute. For Tibbs, he's still going to finish behind Smithy at the current stage of this race. He's only 9 seconds clear of Smithy, so wants to hope that Shane maybe doesn't find a bit of pace, because what do you do then if you lose 2 places? Do you then risk it and go for pole in race 2? And Dean, very, very wide, and has lost more time to Ukbar now as...
So I think a lot of drivers are having to do multiple different chicanes here this evening. But Exit Tibbs now is on the rear of Welshie. Max probably was not amused by those couple of corners there. I think he was 16 seconds behind Ukbar. He's now 18 seconds back. So he's lost a little bit of time on that lap. As Welshie had a little mistake through the chicane. And
Tibbs
got a great exit.
Tibbs looks fantastic tonight. Looks really racy. Welshie tries to come back at him. Tibbs, no you do not. Tibbs and through on Welshie. Now needs to gain 10 seconds in the next 4 laps of this race. 5 laps of this race, apologies, as Tibbs really is looking racy tonight. And you're right, Dan, he is a man who's getting stronger and more confident every single week that goes by.
That lap overtaking Welshie, even though he overtook him, it was a 39.3. So Tibbs is looking good at the minute. Arjun, where is he currently on track? He's now coming up to the mobile chicane of that Bozzy boy. Can he evade him as easily as he possibly can? Max has now managed to avoid him, but Dean and Ugbar are still taking their time, and when they're coming into pit. So Ugbar into the final sector now. Does he decide to pit now? His internet's not great.
Oh no, it's not.
He does pit.
Oh, he does pit then. Late call that
Late,
look there.
Very late call. Dean, what does he do? Is he just going to go right to the very end?
I'd match Ugbar because you've got to pit different to your teammate he is. So he's had his moment at the last lap on the last corner. He's now gonna box, and in comes Dean Wasocki.
In he comes indeed. They get their pit stops done and out the way, as Arjun now trying to find a way past on Bozzy, and Bozzy's in the pits, so
Does he
his
not,
teammate's in the pits,
yeah.
and he's in the pits.
Liam can't pit until Dean has pitted, but he's now coming in the pits. Dean has to be out of the pit box before Liam can come in. So let's just go to Dean Wasocki. He's out his pit box. Liam's free to pit.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the rule that we said about Max Mulder and Leon Fernie at Laguna Seca. They was both in the pit box at the same time. Because we're in a normal lobby, you will have different pit box. But as long as you're out your pit box, your other driver can then pit. Ugbar's jumped hard into Monkey Boy. Wow!
Yes. While we're too busy looking at what was happening between Dean and that Bozzy boy, Ugbar has jumped the pair of them. So
that is a good stop from Ugbar then. In this one, where's Dean to Monkey Boy? Dean's only 7 seconds off the back of Monkey, in all fairness. So
yeah, I think Dean's left it too late. The problem with Dean's strategy, even though he's out in clear air, he doesn't give himself an opportunity to fight back if there's something's gone wrong. He does another driver who tends to do this a lot was an emo guy. He was very much a man who would pit at the very last minute, and that was his strategy all the time. But obviously with the clean air, he was able to pump in those lap times. I vaguely remember he'd done it at Ruapuna a couple of seasons ago. He did it at Kota as well. He just stayed out and pumped in the lap times. If you can do that, then it works. And emo guy did it to perfection most nights. But for Dean, it's not working. Something about his strategy is not working. Maybe he needs to look at possibly pitting earlier. Maybe as soon as the pit window opens, give himself that chance to catch back up.
I think one thing Dean needs to do as well is read the race. He pitted at the same time as Ugbar there. Now, I don't mind that strategy, but should he have pitted at the same time as Monkey Boy or Argent? Or maybe the same time as Max? Just to maybe get that clear air and be in a bit better space and see what happens as they go then. Right, now, coming down the start straight is Ugbar and Argent and Monkey Boy, as Bozzy Boy exits the pit lane. So these three then all now trying to... Argent's going to not be very... Oh, he's already span into the wall. These three... Sorry, for Argent here, he's... For Argent here, he's going to be even more frustrated because he's now losing even more points to Max at the fact that Ugbar's in between them.
Yeah, he is indeed, and Ugbar is not really care. He doesn't really care too much. He's here to run his race. His season has gone from pop to start, to be honest. Yeah. But either way, Arjun won't mind this as long as he has a decent race and there's no incidences. Welshie's actually coming to back.
No, I think Shane's passed Welshie.
Welshie has been passed by Shane there. So
exit Tibbs, by the way, Dan. Sorry, just to get back onto the 10 seconds bit. Tibbs 9 seconds ahead of Welshie at the moment, so close, nearly there.
And his lap times is representative as well, 38.2, matching Shane as well. So
could Smithy get on Welshie here? Actually, looking at the lap times.
Possibly so. Depends how much Welshie is actually struggling. Depends on what tyre he's on as well. But at the minute, Tibbs would possibly drop out into P7 because Shane is matching him. 6 seconds, 7 seconds is separating them.
Indeed they are then. So Shane being matched, Shane matching Tibbs, that could give Shane P6 as Ugbar then. Little laggy, but Argy Bargy started to... I think Argent's had more pace than Ugbar. Ugbar's strategies were to treat, has got 2 laps so to stay ahead of this Acora, and the gap is 1.2. Argy Bargy's got a lot to do at the moment.
Yeah, it's got a lot. Monkey Boy's not had a good lap this lap, I don't think. He's dropped right off the back of these guys. What is
4 seconds from Dean now is Monkey Boy. He's had another mistake. He's closer to Dean Wasocki here.
And Tibbs is actually slowly opening that gap, 7.5 now between him and Shane, as DJ Phil is clearing some traffic here, and I think that's Smithy trying to pass Bozzy, whose car is wrecked by the looks of things. As Smithy's, it is like a mobile chicane going around right now, and he's deciding to continue on as well.
Yeah. Right, DJ Phil back to be lapped by Max Mulder then, so DJ Phil will go back to being a lap down. RG Borgian has that gap still 1.2 to him and Ukbar. He's got to start to pick up and find a bit more pace because 7/10 over the next 2 laps. We know that passing's one thing, catching's one thing, passing is another. Well, for Argent, it's got to be in this race. He's got to make sure that he gets close enough to Ukbar and past him. He's gained 2 tenths down that straight and through the chicane, Dan, so he is getting a lot closer here.
He is getting closer, but he is running out of time. He's got 1 lap to do this, and we still got to get through the danger zone first, as Max has managed to clear DJ Phil relatively with ease. But Argent now is onto the back of Ukbar. He needs a decent run, but Ukbar's internet does not look great right now.
Doesn't look healthy, does it? Ukbar to the line, a 38 dead. Argent only 4 tenths quicker last time around, so not the biggest of gain for Argent. There is Max. Nearly took the track limits there, managed to just stop it and turn it and make sure he was within the limits there. Could you imagine if he'd have span it there? That would have been crazy. Oh dear, that's Thorbar having a moment, but it's his lag there. Max has dropped it! There goes DJ Phil. Max has dropped it all on his own. Where's the 2 leaders now? He gets back on track. There's Ukbar, there's Argent. Oh my days!
Max has just had a heart in mouth, and Bozzy nearly hits him as well.
Liam just needs to get out of the way at the moment. There goes Max. Here comes Ukbar on Argent. Argent on Ukbar now. They've got Bozzy just in front. Liam needs to stick to him apart and move it. What is he doing?
Bozzy's made contact with Ukbar. Ukbar's managed to get away with that one, but Argent thought he had an opportunity there because of the back marker getting in the way. But I think Max right now is just going to hang on after Ukbar and Argent got caught up with Bozzy's little moment.
Well, let's not forget, he had a mistake at the final corner a few laps ago, did Max, so he's got to make sure that he hangs on to it through this last part of the track. He's tiptoeing because Ukbar and Argent are gaining on him. He is really tiptoeing, Dan, at these final parts of the track.
He is indeed, but I think he's just done enough. These two haven't got enough pace underneath them to get through. Monkey Boy has managed to clear Bozzy. Dean is now next to try and clean him, but it is going to be Max Mulder once again.
Oh, wiggle! A wiggle, a warning for the track limits here at the end. But yeah, Max Mulder then is going to win race 1. Argent just misses out at the very end in 3rd place yet again. Ukbar on the podium. So a double Dutch podium for them two then. Max Mulder will get himself a race win back after his absence last week due to illness. Monkey Boy is going to cross the line for a P4. Not a bad result for him. Dean Wysocki can be pleased with 5th place as well. He's had a decent race for Dean Wysocki. Tibbs, though, I don't think he's going to have enough to get that 6th place. I think it's going to be 7th for Tibbs.
7.6 right now for Tibbs. So yeah, he's gonna drop out of the top 6, but he will be able to qualify. So Tibbs across the line. He will finish P7, I believe. Here is Shane into the final corner. Will he just nab him on the line? I believe he will. Yes, he will. So Exit Tips will be able to qualify. Will do Welshie. Solid P8. He had a very good pace start on the race. It just disappeared towards the end. Smithy with P9. Stealth Sloth is going to come home for P10. The last car that stayed on the lead lap. Here comes Smithy to the line. Stealth Sloth also towards the final sector. DJ Phil and that Bozzy Boy bringing up the rear. But Stealth Sloth, last of the same lap runners. So either way, Max, I wouldn't say a dominant win, but either way, it was a good win.
It was a good win, but a nervy win at the end, is what I'd say. Argent just didn't have enough to get past Ukbar there. And as we head into race 2, as we just wait for DJ Phil to cross the line, I think Max has took fastest lap as well. As we head into race 2, so Bryn, Bozzy, Stealth and Tibbs cannot win the championship anymore. Still everybody up for the Constructors' Championship at the moment. We await the fastest lap of the race, and does that go the way of Max? A 37.2, I believe it does.
It is.
It is. So Max Mulder, fastest lap of the race. And we're going to be right back in just a couple of moments' time. Do not go anywhere.
I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead.
And gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport here then for round 18 of the season. 7 races to go left in the championship, and with 189 points left up for grabs and 329 constructors points left up to grabs, it's Max Mulder who now has a 69 point gap over Kieran Argent. Shane is third place, 20 points behind Argy Bargy. Kelly stays in fourth place as Ukbar moves ahead of Monkey Boy. Dean Wisocki down in 7th, and he's gone ahead of Rabbit Joe and Leon Fernie. DJ Phil is in 10th, and the last man that can win this championship. At the moment, he will probably be out the running after tonight. Then Welsh cannot. He's 11th ahead of Smithy in 12th. Bryn down in 13th for Bozzy Boy. 14th, who has been removed from this season and will serve a season ban next season. And it will be discussed about future seasons going forward. Stealth Sloth, 61 points. Exit Tibbs on 40. Constructors Championship looks a little like this. SRL, 71. Clear of Audio Sport and 2 Old Pros. SFA Acora Racing, though, I tell you what, they're coming into second place. 98 behind. Super Crash Bros are 27 behind them. Terminal Velocity Racing are only 8 off the back of the Super Crash Bros with Wakasaki Racing P6. Ahead of MC Motorsport and Simplay Racing. And we have the top 3 for an interview now. And Kieran Argent, Argy Bargy himself, Mr. London Buses. That didn't quite go how you wanted it.
No, not quite, but I'll take the podium, but I just pitted too early and got stuck behind cars on the outlap.
Got stuck behind cars on the outlap, but you really gave it your all at the start of that race. Monkey Boy, yourself, Monkey Boy and Max was really jostling for positions early on.
Yeah, it wasn't my obviously being on the front row, just get away clean and try and stick with Max. He made a mistake, and I managed to get past. I felt, obviously, at the time his move might have been a bit aggressive, but I need to look it back. But he got through in the end, and I just had to do what I could and keep up with him.
Rabbit Joe's connection doesn't look great tonight, so it doesn't look like we're probably going to get Rabbit Joe in. Talk us through the end of that race, though, because Max had a spin towards the end of that race. You was on the back of Ukbar. Did your eyes kind of light up like Christmas lights?
To be honest, I hadn't noticed it until 2 or 3 corners later, and it was a bit too late to take advantage of it. And also, I still need to get past Ukbar, which was trouble enough, so it is what it is.
Race 2 round here, you look like you're starting by the back with Dean Wisocki. What's your thoughts? What can you do around here?
I've not actually looked where I'm starting yet, but like I say every week, it's just keeping clean first couple of laps, maybe get into the pit window and try and undercut most of the cars. Well,
best of luck, Kieran. We'll let you get back to it.
Cheers.
And we move now to Ukbar, and Ukbar, that was a great pit stop to undercut everybody.
Yeah, I was surprised. I got it in front of Argent. I had a pretty good pit stop. It was short, quick entry, no traffic leaving the pits. So that was lucky for me. Argent did close quite quick. So I'm happy with my second place.
Yeah, second place. Just didn't seem to have the outright pace tonight, but a good result nonetheless.
Yeah, the car was stable. I know I did quicker laps, but yeah, it's stable. Didn't got into any trouble, so
Race 2.
I don't know what the English was.
Fair enough. Race 2, you're going to be starting, looks like middle of the pack. What can you do from there?
Yeah, at first, yeah, be a bit careful, see how it goes in front of me, stay out of trouble, and yeah, we'll see if I can get more to the front. result.
Well, we wish you the best luck up bar and go get them.
Thanks.
And we go to Max now. Just before we go to Max, Dan, Smithy in the chat didn't put Overtaker's pad settings on.
I know he didn't. What a pillow.
Yes.
What an absolute pillow.
Just a little bit. As we move to Max now then. Max, a race win, but not a dominant race win that we've seen you have this season. A little nervy at the end?
Yeah, the pace wasn't the best, but yeah, I still won. And at the end my tires died, so that was just like, oh, can I still win this? It's getting close.
Yeah. Obviously that moment coming through turn 3 down the hill must have sort of gave you a bit of a fright, but talk us through the start of that race. It was a great battle with Monkey Boy and Kieran Argent.
Yeah, it was, and I made a little mistake and spun the car, but that was just something in the setup what's now good, I hope. So yeah.
You're going to be starting further back than Ukbar. What can you do around here?
Stay out of all the spins and I hope to get some good points.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, Max, for that one. Sorry, I was just watching there as we do lose Stelsoft. Hopefully you can get back in. We wish you the best luck for race 2, Max. Go and get them in this one then, as we do lose Stelsoft there, Dan, and there's no wonder he was a little laggy.
That was music, to be fair. I got a tip Tibbs. That was a bit of a mouthful to say. Tip Tibbs, because he managed to set his fastest lap while trying to negotiate Stelsloff's magic trick there, or magic show. It was I never knew Stelsloff was a magician. I might have to ask him how he does that trick. Because at 1 minute he was in the final corner. Next minute he's back into the penultimate corner. So very impressive. And then I think he just caught Bryn out ever so slightly as well. But nonetheless. I need to get his tickets for his magic show because that was very impressive.
Yeah, I wonder if he's at Jamie Brazier's house tonight. Then Bryn currently 8 tenths off the back of Tibbs. 5 people qualifying. Stelsoft obviously is one of them when he gets back in the session. Welshie, surprisingly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Welshie hasn't gone out there and set a lap yet.
Possibly so. And he can still get time if he is listening. Welshie, get
out there.
Track.
Yes. Move. So we'll see.
There's some cheese at the finish line. Get on.
He'll be out there straight away now if he gets that one. I am just going to drop him a little message.
There's cheese in the final corner.
Cheese at last corner. Go, go, go. Well, she can still qualify. If he is listening to the chat, he needs to get a move on with this and to go here.
Moves.
Oh, that would have been good if you'd have done that one there.
That would have been amazing.
Either way, there is a qualifying session still going off out there at the moment, and it's Bryn through turn 1, who's now got the gap down to 1/10 of a second here, Dan, as DJ Phil P3, Smithy P4, Stelsoft back in currently in 5th. Smithy improves a couple of tenths there and is getting closer to the back of DJ Phil then.
And well, she's still not moved.
No, I'm going to message him on the PlayStation through the app on the phone to say move Welshie.
Oh, maybe his tactic is not to qualify.
Well, he'll be starting 8th.
Jamie Brazier.
Imagine, and he wins.
Well, at the minute, it helps this man out, who's currently still in the post, obviously, because he was in the top half. And yeah, they're going to be well happy about that. Welshie, though, he has got exactly 20 seconds, pretty much. Well, less than that. He's got about. Now he needs to get out, but I don't think he will. He will stay in P8. So Welshie will not qualify. Exit Tibbs on pole position. Will this be Exit Tibbs' first pole?
This will be Exit Tibbs' first pole. I'll just double check. Yes, it will be. Average qualifying in Q1 6th. Average qualifying in Q2 8th at the moment. His best is 3rd place in Q2. Last week obviously he missed Q1 because he thought that he was racing on Thursday night. He didn't think it was every Wednesday. And Welshie then will, so I need to now promote. So Monkey Boy will be starting P6, Ukbar will be starting P7, and Welshie will be starting 8th.
The Magician's back into the session.
Yeah.
What would he be able to perform here this evening?
So
now he's back in. Let's see how bad
who's this coming? Somebody coming down the start straight. Right, who's this coming to the end of the lap? Then all these drivers now are starting their last runs here.
Smithy.
Then Yeah, on the gravel. That's probably hurt his last run. Didn't improve there. Oh, I wonder if he was up on his delta then. As here comes Stealth Sloth. Bryn and Tibbs goes even quicker. Bit lost for qualifying in a minute.
36s.
Yeah, he is nearly in the 36s. Was up there in qualifying one if you remember. Yeah, Smithy goes round. Jamie Brazier, it's not me legging for once. We have a culprit, says Jamie Brazier.
Yeah, that's we're going a nice bit straight into a corner. Is Stealth Sloth going to go back to turn 1 eventually? He's up into turn 2. Nope, it's looking pretty stable now. We'll make sure we come back to him in a minute. But Bryn and DJ Phil really are the last people to get their last lap. So the Tibbs is still up.
He's still up again. So Bryn, the first man to finish qualifying here. Smithy puts it into the pits in P4 at the moment. Can Bryn get anything done? He comes into the final couple of corners here. Just looks a little pedestrian through that part of the corner there, Dan. I know it's a kind of patient track, but did look a little pedestrian through the final couple of corners. He comes now over the curbs. And is Bryn going to improve? Can he get closer within that half a second? I don't think he's going to. No, he doesn't improve. It did look a little laboured at the end of that lap. DJ Phil.
He was just out of limits, I reckon, on that curb. I think he was just out.
Yeah,
but either way, it does not improve.
DJ Phil comes to the line. He does not improve either. So it's just Tibbs and the Magic Man to set their lap times. Where will Stealth Sloth be? Although he looks all right now, to be fair.
We say that now. You wait till start the race. He'll end up in turn 1 before they even moved.
Oh dear. Tibbs comes to the line and he has improved and he goes into the 36s with a 36.747. That, wow, I think, is a new qualifying record.
I don't know if, I think Max went quicker than that. I think he did. I think he was in the 35s.
Ah, well then Max would have the new qualifying record. Stealth Sloth, the Magic Man, does a lap time, goes P4 at the end for Stealth Sloth. So that then is the way everybody is going to line up. So Smithy will start down in P5. Bryn will start on the front row. DJ Phil will be starting in 3rd. Sorry, I'm just inputting all the data. Stealth Sloth will be starting in 4th. And Tibbs, your man on pole position. That then is your grid. We get ready for race 2. Dan, your tip for the win. Oh, in fact, actually, before your tip for the win, that puts the Porsche now on 38 pole positions and puts it back to 4 between itself and the Audi, and 1 now ahead of the BMW. But it's not the pole you're wanting it to win, are you?
What did Tibbs do lap time? 36.7, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Max holds the record with a 35.9 in the first qualifying session.
Fair enough then. Right, now then, Dan, tip for the win, because Porsche need 1 for 50. Audi are now only 8 behind it because it's on 41 race wins now.
I don't know. My heart wants to go with the man on pole, but I don't want to give him the commentator's curse. So I'm going to say, and I'm not giving them the commentator's curse anyway. I think they just pulled a blinder in race 1. I'm going to go Wugbar, and I think he can pull it off again. But I really hope that Tibbs can at least get on the podium. That would be amazing. So I'm in my soul, I'm with Tibbs. But I think my brain is telling me Wugbar for race win.
I, for some reason, want to say Bryn.
I was thinking Bryn as well, but I think that Ferrari just doesn't seem to have the pace that the other cars have at the minute.
Oh, just like give you an insight as well. Shane texted me during the mid-session break. Changed his tyres in the pits. His pressures was at 1.9 bar.
Oh,
after the pit, after the pit. Two swear words nearly tonight there, Daniel.
Yeah, nearly.
Yeah, nearly.
And one of them was an aggressive one. That one was just.
Yeah, that was accidental. What can Max Sargent and Dean do from the back? What can Monkey Boy do from the middle of the pack? As we go into this race, that pole was nutty, says Beastie Gaming. And come on, Tibbs, we got this. He says 7 races left. It's green and go. Bryn has got a lightning start. It's Damon from the Ferrari driver, and he gets away really well. Is it a jump start? We'll question that one later. Monkey Boy yet again. Another demon start from him, and he's away as well. As Dean and Argent in the background, you just see patiently waiting and taking their time. Phil lunges up past who's had, I think it was Welshie, who's had a moment, who's been collected. Smithy, Welshie. I think Max was involved as well.
Argent faced the wrong way. Ugbar's been caught in that as well.
No, I think that's Smithy facing the wrong way. Argent's through.
Arjun is through, he's managed to negotiate with her, and Max has managed to negotiate most of that as well. So Max and Arjun managed to get away with it, but it is Bryn who's leading the way. But did he jump the start? That is the question. Exit Tibbs, the only Porsche not to get a good start.
DJ Phil nearly up the back of Stelsoft there, and that's allowed Max to really close the door on DJ Phil and Stelsoft, as Phil now backs out of that one. And as Max coming at him, Max in second about that one and just patiently waits behind Phil. This is going to help Argent out, who's got Shane in between him and Max. Is Stelsoft there a little wide. DJ Phil now comes down this stretch of straight. Can he keep Max at bay? Bryn from Tibbs, from Monkey Boy, from Stelsoft, from Phil, from Max, down into the first chicane for the first time in this second race. Max up the inside of DJ Phil. Job done. Phil a little tentative on the brakes.
Yeah, a little bit there, but Max manages to hook it up and get it together. So he's cleared one car. He's now got to clear Stealth Sloth as quickly as he can. The Magic Man, we like to call him Bryn. Does he come into the pits? No, he does not. So Bryn, I don't know if you're able to see with Monkey Boy stream. Well, Bryn is very sideways there. I don't know if Monkey.
Oh, he's gone wide now. He's into the gravel, and that's going to give Tibbs an almighty run. And Tibbs has already passed him. Can Monkey Boy get through as well?
He's not close enough, but more importantly, Max is there on the Porsche. He's right on the rear wing of Stealth. As you see there, DJ Phil is dropping the order relatively quickly. He's lost out to Shane, and now he's about to lose out to Arjun. Max towards turn one. He's going to go the long way round, and he's gone wide. He's going to have to...
Oh, who's that? That's Dean Wasocki. Who's off in the background? Apologies, Dan.
He is off. He's got to span round and got going again. Ukbar slowly working his way through. Arjun is now past DJ Phil.
Bryn does not have a drive-through penalty.
Wow, that was a lightning start then. What a start for Bryn.
Just checked on Monkey Boy stream, he does not have a drive-through penalty. Max trying to still get past Stelsoft, but has got Shane catching him with Argent. Oh, the Magic Man! Has that distracted Max a little bit? Stelsoft, oh, is that caught Argent out, I wonder there? Because it's pushed Argent wide.
Where is he? I can't get onto it. There he is. Yeah, I think it might have caught him out ever so slightly. So Max is having the run, the overtaker, as he manages to negotiate all the problems, all the issues. And there again, the Magic Man has returned as he goes inside DJ Phil. I would not want to be having Stelsoft going inside me right now.
No, we've had it enough with Jamie Brazier. Tibbs then leads from Bryn. Monkey Boy can't seem to close the gap on these top two, Dan. These two in a little fight of their own at the moment.
Yeah, Bryn seems to come back on this lap a little bit. I think Bryn just had a little bit of a moment on the first lap where there's tyres. Oh, that's track limits. There's a strike there.
Yep.
Barely stayed on the curb on that one. Oh, Tibbs has gone wide. Tibbs has gone wide. He'll get a strike now.
Bryn's followed him there. And Bryn, oh, he's got to run here. Two wheels just that side of the white line, so he doesn't have to give that one back. Bryn gets the job done. He's back ahead of Tibbs. They both making mistakes here and just following each other. They're not, though, tripping over themselves.
No, they're giving each other enough space and respect, and I think Bryn might have compromised his run up to turn one being so defensive, but he has gone a little bit wide there. As he managed to keep it in limits. He has. Monkey Boy doesn't. He runs a bit wide there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Meanwhile, Max is now starting to get onto the back of these. DJ Phil is just dropping down the order, as is Arjun. He's now lost out to Ukbar, I think, as well.
I think Ukbar got past him. I think Ukbar had the run on him down the straight after Stelsoft pushed him a little wide. Max not really gaining on these front three, though, Dan, like Monkey Boy isn't either.
I think they are now. I think Bryn and Exit Tibbs are really starting to hold each other up. Monkey Boy is now on the rear wing of Tibbs, and Max is only 3 seconds off the lead, so he's actually creeping onto these lot very quickly.
He is indeed, though. So Bryn from Tibbs, from Monkey Boy. Argent seeing this championship maybe just slip away from him. Dean Wasocki, who's gained places over Rabbit Joe and Leon Fernie, with them not being here tonight, really needs to sort of make his way up the field to try and get closer to Monkey Boy if he's to close more points in this championship. Just gives Welshie a tap there and backs out of that one, though.
Yeah, it looks like he had an opportunity for a cut that back there, and Welshie just shut the door completely shut on him. As Tibbs once again right on the rear wing of Bryn. Bryn really flirting with the limits there. He was just within limits there. And Tibbs struggling with the final corner. Again, he was just in limits there. But while these lot are all too busy squabbling, look who's in the background.
Yeah, look who is in the background.
39, 38, 37. Max is flying.
Max
now.
is flying, but like we say, catching's one thing, passing is another. Max has got to get past these three to win this race. He doesn't have to, let's not forget. He's ahead of his biggest title rival at the moment in Argy Bargy. Dean Wasaki having a cracking scrap. He had a mistake early doors coming up to World's Turn 1 and 2, and now he's on the back of Welshie trying to get past. These two have a history of good battles at Simplay Motorsport over the years of Pro-Am, and Stealth Sloth currently doing a good job to keep Argy Bargy at bay, who's got back ahead of Ukbar and DJ Phil.
He has indeed. Well, it just seems like Bryn struggles in the first sector here because Tibbs seems to get right onto the back. But there he is. He had a wiggle there, and that's given Tibbs a great run into the double right-hander, but he's on the wrong side. If he's patient, he could try and do a Dean and try and get the cutback if Bryn runs wide. But he tries to go around the outside, but can't seem to do so.
Yeah.
Max is on the hunt.
Bryn nailed that there in terms of getting it braking right, stopping on the apex, get it ready for the second corner, and he's actually just pulled a little bit of a gap over Tibbs at the minute. Max is on the hunt of Monkey Boy, and like we say, catching's one thing's passing another. Bryn, I thought he was going to run. Yep, there he goes.
That's another stride to Bryn, and he hasn't really given up enough time. I don't think he's managed to stay ahead by cutting the chicane. So exit Tibbs will be liking this. Another stride to Bryn's name there. One more, and he'll get his final warning, and then he will get a penalty after that.
I can't remember the penalty, Frick, can you?
I'm not sure. I don't know the penalties anymore.
I know we discussed them in the admin chat, so I can't honestly remember them. Argit then on the back of the Magic Man once again, and speaking of the Magic Man's team, Argit, he's not now. He's up the inside. Wait for Stelsoft to appear back in front of him. Alec, no, he doesn't, because Argit is through and manages to stay ahead of this one. And it's not the holly jolly spirit for Kieran Argit tonight at the moment. As Monkey Boy and Max there. Hello.
There we go. Monkey Boy has strike to his name there. He was well off track limits there.
That's 3 strikes for Monkey Boy.
Last chance of help for Monkey Boy. He's going to be in trouble.
He is going to be in trouble. Max was close to the track limits. He's also on a strike.
Tibbs here, so good in this first sector.
Yeah, you're right. Bryn's poor and Tibbs is strong, but then it's at this part of the track where it kind of swaps back around.
These two having a great squabble, to be fair. There's no dirty moves, there's no intentional blocking, there's clean, fair racing at the minute as Bryn gets a decent run once again out the corner and gives him enough of a gap.
I think that Ferrari gets good traction down out the corner, and that's what's allowing him to pull away from what is really one of the sharpest parts of the circuit. Self-soft deep, Ukbar deep. DJ Phil didn't appear.
Facing the other way. Tibbs has had a moment through the chicane. He's a little bit slow. He's actually got Monkey Boy up his rear end instead of Bryn.
Yeah, so he's really just keeping 2 wheels on that curb there. Really pushing them track limits is Bryn at the moment. Here comes Tibbs though.
Out of all the track limits, I don't understand why he's taking so much there. There's not really much advantage with going that tight.
No, well.
But his Ferrari seems to be able to handle it. He was actually the fastest man that last lap.
He was indeed half a tenth quicker than Max. Max a little quicker than Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy a little quicker than Tibbs. And Dean's managed to get Welshie in the background, just looking at the timing screen. They're now both gaining on DJ Phil. So Dean's now up to 10th, Welshie's down to 11th. Stealth Sloth still 7th place at the minute. He's also in that scrap with Ukbar, but this 4th for the lead. Welshie, I forgot the pit window's open. Welshie straight in.
I think Welshie was carrying damage, and I don't think it was significant enough. That's why he's been waiting, and that's why we haven't seen much of him. So he's straight in away to get that done. Ukbar now on the back, and once again, Tibbs is there. He's on the back of Bryn.
Yeah.
I think the problem here, is that we now know, or these boys now probably got the stream going on, and they know that we're watching their limits. And I think Max and Monkey Boy seem to have come to a stall, knowing that their limits is...
It's when they
close.
pit. Yeah, Smithy's also in the pits, and that's them two in the pits. And she's out now. Magic Man and Flying Dutchman still going at it, and nothing can be done about them two there. Dean's now got past DJ Phil as well, so Dean now hunting after Ukbar and the Magic Man, who's just on the grass, not magically.
He magically turned his Porsche into a Honda.
We'll have less of that.
Whoa! Oh, okay, Tibbs is in the pits. I thought he made a mistake.
Tibbs and Max coming to the pits and at the end of lap 6. Clearly going for the undercut. Yeah, clearly going for the undercut there. Dan a bit of a squeal as he thought that Tibbs had made a mistake. But in the pits come Tibbs and Max.
I want him to do so well. That's all. I just want him to. Look now on the rear end of the Magic Man once again. I like this new name.
Yeah,
we need to think of a. We need to think of them like obviously magicians have their like magic name, haven't they? We've got Dynamo. Right,
Yeah.
You know.
Dark Magician.
Isn't that a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
It is, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Max's jump tips.
Max has jumped Tibbs. Tibbs is having a horrible stop here. Oh, no. I don't know, but either way, that's put his race to bed. Dean's now up into 7th place ahead of Max. So what's the gap, Dean to Max? We'll see that as it works itself out 2 seconds. So Max will be right on the back of Dean. And Dean's fighting his own race at the minute, trying to gain on the Magic Man. And oh!
Ta-da!
Now, was that a bit of lag? Either way...
I honestly don't know anymore. DJ Phil's pit stop was quite long as well, but Alakazam, there we go. Oh, Max has gone deep. What's going on?
I don't know what is going on in this second race. What lap are we on? We're on lap 7.
Monkey Boy and Bryn.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing I've noted tonight, by the way. That there, Bryn. Yeah, I tell you what, it's a shame his internet problems in race 1 because he's got some good pace at the moment tonight.
He has indeed, and he's into the pits, and I think he nearly missed it. That's track limit. So
yeah, I think.
Pass that? I don't think we will.
No, I don't think we will for both of them. But either way, they're in the pits. The lap after Max and
Magic Man.
Tibbs pit. Magic Man now has Mad Max on the backs of him. There we go. We've got Magic Mike and Mad Max.
I got Magic Mike.
It's a shame. No, it's not. It's it is actually. It's Michael Connolly. Magic Mike. Magic Mike on the track. What a guy. Argy Bargy's also in the pits. We've missed that pit stop happen as well. Max here, a little wiggle, a flash of the lights from him, and Bryn is going to jump Magic. He's going to jump Mad Max, as is Monkey Boy, and Dean Wasaki comes through. Argent in the pits as well at the end of lap 7. So Bryn back out P3, Monkey Boy out P5 at the minute. It's going great guns for Bryn. Magic Mike. Hey.
I was going to call him Stealth Sloth the Spectacular. That's what I was going to call him.
Nah.
But I think Magic Mike. I thought his name was Michael. Wow. The problem is, Mad Max is now trying to get past Magic Mike. He's also trying to catch Mental Monkey Boy, which is also on Demolition Dean.
Yep.
Oh my god. With a brilliant Bryn who's pulling away with
the Flying Dutchman. He's already got a nickname. The Flying Dutchman.
I was going to call him the underrated Ugbar.
With Super Shane out front.
Yeah, Soprano Shane out in front.
Max
and Mad Max is still struggling.
Magic Mike goes a little deep. Mad Max now comes through and just chops the nose off a little bit there on Stealth Sloth. The lights come back on for Max Mulder now. Then Argy Bargy's pitted. He's down in P8, currently 7 seconds off the back of this. There. Was it? Oh, I'll have to mark that one down. Right then.
Lap 8. Max was just a little bit of flashing now. I think possibly because of Stealth Sloth. But either way, sorry, Magic Mike there. We got... I'm trying to think of her name now.
It's just
Elegant Argent. Elegant Argent is...
Elegant's an E, mate.
Oh, right. Okay, we'll go... I'm dyslexic, sorry.
Bar is in the pits then at the end of lap 8. Chat, let me know when DJ Phil pitted race 1, because I didn't see him pit. I've not marked it down. I assume he had, otherwise he wouldn't be able to finish the race. He's now 10th place at the moment, still not pitted in this one. Monkey Boy then hunting down after Bryn, but Dean's in between them both.
Sorry, you caught me at a bad time. Yeah,
you're fine.
Yes.
Shane out front. Changed his tyres race 1, it put his tyre pressures through the roof, so he had problems there. He's yet to pit as well. Max 2 seconds off the back of Monkey Boy here. So what will happen in, excuse me, in this one?
We will see indeed, as I got one for Argent now. Aggressive Argent, there we go. It don't work. No.
Only at Bathurst.
Agile?
Yeah, Agile will work.
Agile Argent. Oh, that works. Yeah, Agile Argent. Well, obviously, excellent exit tips, clearly. Yep. DJ Phil. The Welshie Windmill. You gotta keep that one. And the...
just the goat. You got to keep that one.
Superb Smithy the goat.
As he is a back mark here. Oh, was that 3 for Bryn? That was a third strike for Bryn. Smithy then just in the way here in last place at the minute. Bryn coming through to lap him then.
See,
And I think Smithy's gone wide here. Look, Smithy's gone very wide, and that allows Bryn and Dean through. Thought Dean was going to pit there, but he didn't. Now Smithy stays wide still for Monkey Boy. Sorry.
Bryn's in a very good position here to help his teammate out massively.
Back the pack up.
Shane's out in front. He's doing 38.7s. Dean's obviously still in this scrap as well. He's still yet to pit. Now, to help Shane out, I think what Bryn needs to do is really hold this pack up. Arjun's really struggling to get past the Magic Mike. And I think Exit Tibbs might need a bit of assistance on his pit stop, so someone might have to give him an assist on that. But either way, I think at this minute, Bryn needs to back the pack up to help Shane out and gain a lot of positions here.
I agree. Mother Davis in the chat, you two have lost it. You've got to have it to lose it. We never did. Monkey Boy.
Overtaker stole it.
He took it from us, yeah.
Oh, Exit Tibbs has had a moment.
He has had a moment. That's dropped him down to P9. Ukbar's back into P8 then to Tibbs. Not the night for him really tonight. Shane now 15 seconds clear of his teammate who is just ahead of Dean, you see there, with Monkey Boy and Max. Monkey Boy and Max not really gaining on Dean like I thought they would, even though Dean's not pitted yet.
No, I think they're kind of at a lull now. They're kind of at a point of the race where the tyres starting to wear out, and obviously with the way the conditions are here, we are on the soft tyre, the faster tyre, but the more less durable tyre. So these guys will be struggling for grip. Max saying that he was losing grip at the end of his race, so we'll see what happens. Magic Mike is under some pressure from Argent.
Yet to pit still is Shane, DJ Phil and Stealth Sloth. So Argent will be open at Stealth 4. Magic Mike drops into the pits anytime soon, as will Monkey Boy and Max with Dean Wisocki. Dean actually gaining on Bryn a little bit this time around, but Dean doesn't really want to fight Bryn too hard because it's not his fight. I'm surprised Dean hasn't just bailed to the pits to get this fight out of the way. Bryn a bit quicker than Dean last lap. Max a 37.4, but even though he was 8 tenths quicker than Monkey Boy, he just doesn't seem to have made the inroads. Tibbs look a 37.8. What a shame he's had a few bad moments this race.
Yeah, and obviously that was this lap he dropped it as well, so he's got the pace to run with the likes of Max and all, but either way, he's going to be... He's going to take this on the chin, and I think Silverstone, he'll probably come back a little bit stronger at Porsche.
Bit more of it, yeah, a bit more of a well-known track as well to everybody instead of Le Mans, and you know, like you say, Silverstone. I think Silverstone for if you're a foreign driver and not a British driver, I think Silverstone is your best one you're looking at next week. Brands is fairly well known, but not
Tibbs,
as much.
Possibly Daytona for Tibbs, obviously the US driver.
Oh yeah, crap, yeah, he's an American driver, isn't he? Oh, Max nearly going into the back of Monkey Boy there, as he's really putting pressure on. Good evening to Fury's mum in the chat. And yeah, you're right, I actually forgot about being an American driver and Daytona road course coming up. Max then looks to the right, now comes to the left. He's surely not going to make the move from there, is he? Bryn's had a moment! Bryn's had a moment, Max tucks in behind Monkey Boy, and that then gives Monkey Boy and Max a net 1-2 at the moment. Shane's in.
Yeah, how quick is this going to be for Shane? That's the question. Monkey Boy is defending for his life right now. Kelly, if he is watching, will be screaming at him, saying, "Keep it on track, Monkey!"
Dean will be the race leader for the time being, and he's still not pitted yet. He really needs to get that one into the pits. I think Dean needs to realise another thing. Oh, it's not a bad stop from Shane, but he's just going to lose out too much. I think Dean needs to realise as well, the earlier he pits, the more laps he's got at the end to really attack drivers.
Yeah, but if he's doing the lap times he was doing, the only reason he's got a slow lap time this time is because Bryn dropped it.
Yeah.
He was matching these guys, so
yeah,
whatever he was doing, he was with these boys, he was using their cars as pace, and whatever cars are happening in the background, he obviously would gain. But like I said, it has to be an emo guy situation where you have to nail it each lap.
Yeah. BC in the game, bummer for Tibbs. I know Tibbs knows Daytona well, so there we go. He knows Daytona well, as Argent now trying to get past Shane after Shane's come out of the pits. P5 for Shane at the moment. Don't know if Phil pitted race 1, but if he did, Dean must have passed him, says Fury's granddad in the chat. Not very happy with Fury's granddad at the moment anyway. We'll speak about that off air.
Did Belgium lose?
No, Belgium won, but that didn't come in. No, to do with my football manager earlier. He's the chairman of the club, and he took £282,000 out of the club without telling anybody.
Well, make sure you head over to the Gaming Watchman 5 to make sure you don't miss any of that action. But more importantly,
If you want to see a man rage, join me Friday morning at 10 a.m. when Wales play Iran in the World Cup on the Gaming Motorsport 5 Twitch, because that would be absolutely fantastic. You'll love that one. Monkey Boy, just within the track limits there as he comes across the first chicane. And again there then, Dean, lap 12 of 19. It's getting darker here, isn't it? With the sun setting, you just see that sun going down. This section of the track is really sort of at evening time.
Max is at a low. He's at a situation that I ended up at Bathurst. He's very fast everywhere in the corners, but as soon as he gets to a straight, that Porsche pulls away. The same issue I had with the Ferrari and the Mercedes at Bathurst. Be very quick at the mountain, but look, he's in the slipstream, he's in the toe, but Monkey Boy could just pull.
It starts to pull now, look. Yeah, you just see it start to pull a little bit towards the end there before we jumped on board him. He's going for a lunge up the inside. Is he going to make the corner? He forces Monkey Boy a little wide, but he does make the corner. And Max Mulder then takes the lead in this race as Magic Mike comes into the pits at the end of lap 12. And Max then, what a move on Monkey Boy. He caught him napping there.
Yeah, I think he had the best final corner he could have got, and he really put Monkey under pressure. And as soon as he had that opportunity, he just sent it down the inside. I think it was going to be his one and only shot, otherwise Monkey would have learned from it. And that's the problem some of these boys have. They just sit behind a car for ages, but until they realise, hang on a minute, they're just learning everything I'm doing. So you have to either catch them out straight away, or they just have to try and be a little bit more smart, and that's where your racecraft starts to improve and get better.
Mike Matthews in the chat, nice move, to be fair. It was a lovely move. Southsoft comes out the pits, P11 now. Dean still leads this race, net leader at the moment, let's not forget. But Max at the end of the first race started to feel his tyres go away from him. Is that going to be the case in this one? We'll wait and see. Dean's still yet to pit. I reckon Dean's going to come out behind Tibbs in 8th place here.
Yeah, and he's staying out longer as well. So he's, if anything, he's just holding up Max at this point. He's losing time. A 38.2 last lap wasn't actually too bad. So he is lapping quicker than Arjun at this stage. Crosses the line, a 39.3, and then Max a little bit quicker. Monkey Boy a little bit slower, obviously being overtaken. Max got a 37.8 while overtaking.
Yeah, I mean, and that just shows what pace Max has got in his Audi. And we said before the night, Dan, that the Audi is really good around here and it bodes well. Oh, that was definitely track limits. Second strike.
It was close. I think it might just be over, though. Just.
Yeah, I think the curb ran out. I think you just see it was over the curb. I mean, it's only a second strike, though. It's only a second strike I've marked down for Max. But I have marked that one down. Now, Monkey Boy will be pleading with Dean to stay out as long as possible. Absolutely pleading with him.
He will be indeed, as Exit Tibbs is slowly trying to work his way onto the back of Ukbar, who's slowly trying to work on the back of Shane. And Shane actually lost out to Arjun, so I think Shane's had a moment. And Bryn, the thing about Bryn though here in this situation, if Max and Monkey Boy end up having another good fight and Dean ends up in the way, Bryn can work his way back into this fight. It's not over yet.
And Argent's only some 11 seconds, 10 seconds off the back of Max, so you know Argent's not far from Max as well. Monkey Boy will want Dean to stay out as long as possible. Dean can technically pit lap 18, let's not forget. He can go the full distance and pit at lap 18. And he's going to stay out one more, and Max is now closer, which has brought Monkey Boy within a second of Max.
Has indeed. And Monkey Boy, we know the Porsche is much better in a straight line. But I think Monkey Boy just seems to be tidying up his lap.
Oh, 2 tenths quicker, Dan. Yeah, I was just about to say Dean much quicker, but Max 37.9, Monkey Boy 37.7, a lot quicker.
A lot quicker. Monkey Boy, we need to see that thing, that magic that he has on ACC. That is limited. He's lifted though.
Oh, well, I'll let you off then. I'll let him off. If he's had a lift, I'll let him off. Now look, Max starting to get on the back of Dean Wasocki. And how hard, the question is, Dan, how hard is Dean going to fight this one with Max? Monkey Boy, 2 wheels on the curb there, so that one's fine. Max now pulls to the inside line, goes up the inside of Dean, runs very deep. Dean tucks back underneath, and is he going to be on the inside line for the next part? Can he get it across, or is Max going to have just a nose up front? I think Max is side by side enough to get the job done on Dean. The question is, does he outbrake himself? Looks like he's got it slowed down enough. Dean's brakes a little early to try and tuck underneath, and now loses out to Max. And Max then gets the job done. I thought he'd ran himself out of road at one stage.
The problem was Monkey Boy wasn't there He was not there to counter when Max had a moment. He was too busy trying to sort his own car out, trying to sort his positioning out, and Max has just pulled away. So, yeah.
Yeah, he has. He needs Max's tyres to start to drop off the edge of a cliff. Does Dean now think that now Max has got past, there's no point fighting Monkey Boy in this one? I may as well get it in the pits. That's his option.
Oh, and he misses the pits.
Late call from Dean, but he does pit then. And gets out of Monkey Boy's way. That, you have to say, kind of works in Monkey Boy's favour a little bit there.
Yeah, it does indeed, and that's going to help Bryn out. He now moves up into P3. He is on the podium after a very good start for himself. But Max now leads this race. He's been held up by Dean ever so slightly. Can he hold on to the tyres towards the end? Can Monkey Boy put some pressure on him?
That is the big question, isn't it? Yeah, Dean, we expect to come out just ahead of DJ Phil. In fact, well clear of DJ Phil, as there goes Tibbs. Past Dean Wasocki, who's on his way out the pits now. So, yep, Dean P8, as we predicted then. And when we go to ACC or F1 or where we say with Project Cars, I think Dean really needs to just chat with some of the more experienced guys about pit strategies and sort of have someone work with him on race situations and when to pit and if this happens, what do I do here? Because I think a lot of times Dean's lost a lot of good positions through going too long.
Yeah, I think this is, the issue is that Dean has the pace, and especially in the car that he knows he's comfortable and he can produce some great races. He just needs to be a bit more aware of what's going on in the race. He needs to understand what the best option is.
Do you think it's a case of the further I go into the race, the more I can pull ahead of other cars that make mistakes? If I don't, the later I pit, the bigger gap I've got, which sometimes could work if other drivers make mistakes. If drivers don't make mistakes, though, you've got to read the race, haven't you, I suppose, is the situation.
Yeah, you've got to look at your lap times compared to the cars around you. How quickly are the cars behind you catching you? Yeah. How quickly are you gaining on other cars? If you feel like you're quick and confident, you know what lap times everyone else is doing on low fuel. Like, for example, Monkey Boy and Max now pretty much matching one another, 37.7 and a 37.8. Bryn 39.0. So if he was matching the leaders, then I would have stayed out with them and worked with them, not fight them, because you might as well have let Max go.
The thing from here, look, is he's got 7 seconds to Tibbs. He's got 9 seconds to Ukbar. Ukbar can afford one mistake and recover before Dean catches him, and he's left himself.
Speaking of a mistake,
he hasn't. Oh, he has. Oh, is that the championship gone for Argy Bargy then?
Rear wing gone. He's going to have to either try and survive three
laps.
No rear wang.
Rear wang? He's got no rear wang.
Rear wang.
Well then, Argy Bargy's lost his rear wang as well as his rear wing. There must have been an Audi on the track. This one. As Max and Ukbar coming down to pass Argy Bargy. Tibbs will get Argy Bargy, and well, you have to say that's fell just as we were on about if someone makes a mistake, Dean's going to maybe catch them but not pass them. He will get past Argy Bargy. You imagine in 3 laps' time, Argent's going to find that car difficult to drive. Where's Argent going to feed out in this race, I wonder, if he pits? But saying that, Dan, we say this, but at times 100% damage can be repaired quite quickly.
It can be, yes, if it is just rear wing, but it looks a lot more than just rear wing to me. I think there's a lot more damage to that car than we suspect, as Tibbs now is looking to try and get past him. We'll see now on board with Tibbs. What does Argent do? As Max
He's
even
got,
quicker now, 37.3.
What's he
is
got
he going
to...
into the pits? He's staying out.
That's interesting, you see. He's got 38 seconds to DJ Phil.
Now, obviously, the difference here, Argent is able to drive that car. He's able to get to the end. He's not out of control. He's not driving dangerously, other than Bozzy Boy earlier, who was no rear wing and who was all over the shop.
I suppose that's the difference. If he's feeling comfortable with it, then keep going.
Oh, there he goes.
I think he's made the wrong call there. Dean Wasocki's coming past now. No, he's not. Sorry. He's about to.
He's not a million miles away.
Yeah, who's that? Is that Smithy? Smithy's about to unlap his teammate, and there's Dean Wasocki. Look at them. You know Dean means business. His wipers are on. Smithy, I think that's Smithy has dropped it. Oh, the Acura is just dropping off the boil here. Max out front, though. He's pulled 3.3 seconds over Monkey Boy. Really turned up in the back part of this race. Great result, by the way, for the Super Crash Pros here, 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, definitely so. That's going to help them in the championship. I don't know where they're sitting in the championship at the minute.
Currently
but...
fourth and 27 points off the back of the SFA Acora Racing team. 27 points, which are 12th and 8th. They're going to lose a heck of a lot of points to the Super Crash Bros. And Max, I was just about to say the same thing.
Last lap though, tyres seem to be like I seem to tell Kelly and I seem to tell everybody else.
Monkey's closer than what Argentin Oakbar was last race, Dan. If Max has a moment this lap, he will just go past.
He will indeed. And like I keep telling to Kelly and the guys in the pro commentary box, the Audi does something weird at the end. It does not want to stay consistent.
I've really noticed that. Racing yourself, I think it was Dubai. Towards the end, your tyres just seem to go. I mean, I know Dubai's a killer, but watching Max as well, he's had similar problems. Yeah. Well, we'll see what Max can do.
Had the same issues.
Yeah, Little Leeds had problems.
I think Big Boy Brazier has even mentioned it as well. The man who loves the Audi. He's mentioned as well that the car just goes weird at the end. We don't know what it is. Maybe it's the low fuel, a bit like the Lamborghini, where the Lamborghini goes a bit light.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually, yeah.
Well, we just don't know. We haven't quite pinpointed what it is, but Max just got to survive a few more corners here. Oh! He has lifted and braked ever so slightly, but I don't know if it was enough. I think it's just something the stewards will have to review.
I'm going to mark it as a third strike. He's not going to get anything for a third strike, but I will look at it if he gets a fourth. I've noted it down on the lap as well, so I will look at it if he gets a fourth. I don't think he's going to 2.9 ahead of Monkey Boy. I think he's just sort of plodding along to make sure that he can get to this checkered flag down. Good points for Monkey Boy back in this one. We'll get to speak to him. Bryn and Shane up there as well. Argent, 16 seconds to DJ Phil. And we'll go to him in just a minute, but it's going to be a London Buses for Max Mulder tonight. One hand back on the trophy, we have to think here. He does a little burnout at the end, Max Mulder, with a fantastic win. Monkey Boy crosses the line for a P2. Bryn! Where's his teammate? There they are.
I mean, that'll be fine.
Yeah, Bryn P3, Shane P4. Good result for Bryn.
So the solid 9 for Ugbar. Good points to him.
Great points for Ugbar when you think about it logically. Where is it? A 5th and a 2nd place. So great points for him. Dean, a 5th and a 7th, I wouldn't be too disappointed with. Tibbs, a 6th and a 7th. Again, I'd bite your hand off at that, to be fair with you. Dean, I think, has pulled points over Joe and Leon Fernie. I think that's his biggest worry. He's not gained Monkey Boy, he's lost ground to him, but he's pulled over other drivers tonight, and he's gained over Joe and Leon Fernie. Argent then's going to just make it to the line here. I think one more lap, he'd have lost out to the Magic Mike and DJ Phil and Welshie. So Argy Bargian, what could have been? He drops down to 8th place. Smithy a lap down in 12th. It's going to be DJ Phil who's going to come through for
P9.
P9. I don't know why I've marked Ukbar down as 2nd. Sorry, that's 5th. P9 for DJ Phil. Welshie then is going to cross the line. P10 and the Magic Mike. P11, we await fastest lap, but I do believe it is Mad Max. We will have to double check though. Here comes the Magic Man himself, and that is P11. We await the fastest lap of the race.
Wonder if Magic Mike actually likes
37.3. Could you imagine? If we've just said
Max
this.
Only just, because exit tips 37.3 himself. Only just. So these guys seem to have found pace in the last race.
Yeah, they did seem to find pace. And Max, fastest lap again then. So hopefully the top 3 will be with us then. So 162 points left in this championship. 282 left in the Constructors' Battle. And we'll just sort these tables out while we await the drivers to come in. The Constructors' Championship then looks a little like this. The SRL Racing team of Leon Fernie and Max Mulder are on 451 points. They are 77 now clear of Audio Sport and 2 Old Pros. Who's at 2nd place? They have had their gap cut short by the SFA Acora team, but not much then in this race at all, as they are P3. The team that has cut the gap short, Super Crash Bros, now are 11 points behind SFA Acora Racing in the Constructors' Battle. Terminal Velocity Racing P5, they are 18 points behind the Super Crash Bros. Wakasaki Racing in 6th, MC Motorsport 7th, Simplay Racing in 8th, and the Drivers' Championship looks like this. Just to say, by the way, Simplay Racing cannot win the Constructors' Championship now. Drivers' Championship looks like this then. 87 points is the gap out front. Max Mulder to Argy Bargy, with Shane still P3, 102 behind. He's gained over Argent though in this one, and is 15 behind Argent. KLF fourth, 2 points clear of his teammate Monkey Boy, with Ukbar in 6th place, only 4 points off the back. Dean Wasaki 7th place, 30 points behind Ukbar, where he pulls though over Rabbit Joe and Leon Fernie. DJ Feld gains on Leon Fernie and Rabbit Joe, P10. Welsh's P11 with Bryn down up in 12th. Sorry, he goes ahead of Smithy after tonight. That Buzzy Boy 14th, Stealth Sloth 15th, and Exit Tibbs 15 points off the back. And we'll start with Bryn. And Bryn, talk us through the start of that race, because we both thought you jumped it.
No, yeah, I did, to be fair. I'm like, when it said did, I'm like, yes.
Good race from yourself. Great to be back on the podium. Yeah. Possibly, though, a race win for you on two span.
But I'd say the same, to be fair. I could have maybe got a win, and yeah, I just made a mistake. But yeah, I'll take a third.
Good points for the team as well. 3rd and 4th at the end of that one. Gaining on that top 3 in the Constructors' battle now.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we're aiming to do.
Back in England next week. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I were looking forward to that track, to be fair, and yeah, I'm happy to get through.
Shame about race 1, obviously, with the internet. Back in England next week, Silverstone and Brands Hatch, or Silverstone, before Brands Hatch. The night races as well. What do you feel for Silverstone?
I don't mind it, yeah, it's a decent track, so we'll see what we can do.
Well, best of luck for next week, Brennan. Congratulations on tonight.
Thank you.
And a man who's going to be very happy he didn't get beat by certain somebody is on the podium. And it could have been a race win, Monkey Boy, but it just wasn't to be at the end.
Yeah, well, I can't let him have it all his own way, can I?
No.
But yeah, that was very interesting.
2 good starts from yourself tonight. You made your way through the pack and cleared the start line very well. Talk us through them starts.
Yeah, I had a phone call with a certain person from Red Bull. Give me some little tips.
Kelly.
That's the last you'll hear of Monkey Boy at Simplay Motorsport then, because he mentioned Red Bull. No, second place though in this one, not the result you probably wanted in race 1 though, but you're on that verge of top 3 in the championship, and you're slowly losing out in the Constructors. What's your goal now at the end of this season?
Like you just said, it's top 3. Max is too far away. He's obviously, he's not mathematically there, but yeah, it's 2nd or 3rd really. But no, first race it was my own fault. I made a mistake in the chicane, obviously, and then yeah, it was just bring it home 4th. This race it was like, okay, we're off again, and yeah, I can't fault that. That'll be good.
Silverstone next week. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't mind Silverstone. Prefer that to the Brands in the dark. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to next week.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, Monkey Boy, going into that one.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
The Porsche is very good round Silverstone. Just ask me and Gary. Just wanted to say.
No pressure.
And we go to Max Mulder then, and Super Max. I'm just quoting Red Bull now. Look, Super Max gets another set of wins tonight, and Max, that's a fantastic race win. A little harder though than race 1.
Yeah, the pace was great, but didn't got the speed, and Monkey Boy was also fast and also Bryn, so it was difficult. But
yeah, you managed to make your way past the carnage at the start. Just talk us through what happened at the start, because we saw you off track. Did you get caught up in any incident?
there was somebody spinned off and took somebody with him, and I was like, I can take the corner, but there was a little bit of husk that I got hit and also got with them. So I was like, okay, I go wide at the chicane and then slow down.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Race 2 though, great pace from yourself. You've had great pace all night. One hand on the trophy, 87 points clear, you have to say.
Yeah, it was a good for championship, so I hope I can stay like this.
Silverstone next week. What can we do around their night race as well?
I hope to get some good points, but don't know if I'm fast on that, so yeah.
Well done tonight, Max. Dan, just to say, Max Mulder, if he gets 5 more race wins this season, he beats a certain race record held by Fury going back to season 3. 12 race wins in a season. Max is currently on 8. I forgot to say that Overtaker's also on 9. So them two both looking to beat that record. But Dan, final words from yourself tonight. And driver of the day.
Once again, the Porsche boys getting ever so closer to a race win, but once again, Emplava, sadly, we're going to have to roll that Porsche poster on another week. I'm disappointed in Monkey Boy for not doing that. Either way, Le Mans once again, race 1 was good and entertaining. Race 2 seemed to go a little bit flat towards the end, but that's the typical style of Le Mans. Audi looks very strong, so no pressure from myself, Big Boy Brazier, Little Leach, and
D-Biggs.
D-Biggs as well. I had to remember.
I can't believe you forgot your teammate of 3 Constructors' Championships. Wow.
We're so used to the Porsche and the McLaren, I think I might have to bring the McLaren back.
You might need to bring the Porsche back. It might then get its 50th win.
Possibly. No, it's been a good night's worth of racing. Driver of the day, you got to look at Max Mulder. He's been unstoppable. We knew the Audi was going to be strong, and in his hands it was strong. But Silverstone next, so the British lads have got no excuse. This is it. This is your home track, British circuit, British soil. You better win the race, and I'll be particularly looking at the Ginettas as well, because a British car at a British track, you know, can they deliver as well? And yeah, Max Mulder for me, driver of the day.
I agree with you there, Max Mulder, driver of the day. Good shout out though to Bryn for race 2, Monkey Boy for race 2, Argent and Ukbar for race 1. And you know what? I'm going to give Dean a shout out as well. I think he had a good, solid night of points. Magic Mike, what a night he had out there on the track as well. Max Mulder, my driver of the day. Silverstone next week then for the Pro-Ams. And Dan says there's no excuse for the British drivers. There is. It's not Donington Park. Will the British car of the Ginetta take the race win? Or can the German Audi or the German Porsche take a race win? Can they do what they didn't do in '66 and win on English soil? World Cup reference for you there, Dan, by the way. We'll wait and see. You'll have to tune in next week to find out. Will the Italians upset England on English soil yet again in the Ferraris? Or will the Japanese ruin the party? Find out next week at Simplay Motorsport Live, 8 PM GMT for Pro-Am. Tomorrow night, Smithy and a mystery guest, because we've got no KLF for the Pro Commentary Series. Stay tuned tomorrow to find out who'll be commentating with Clive Smith for the pros around Le Mans. Bugatti. Overtaker really does have a good grasp on it. The fight's on for second in the Constructors' Championship. We'll see you tomorrow night. It's been a pleasure from all of us here at Simplay Motorsport. Take care. Good night.
Good night.
It's been a pleasure from all of us.